Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our second day of the play-ins. You'll have to excuse a slight delay with us jumping into the commentary there, folks. Unfortunately, it's been a chaotic morning, and technology, as always, is proving to be the terror that it can be. So, that aside, we're going to rock on straight on into the action. We will not be perturbed. We shall not be dissuaded from the direct course towards chaos that has been created through this Arena Cup Series 2. And beautifully joined today, myself, Crack Wisdom in the casting bench, with the one and only phenomenal Taze C. Ladies and gentlemen, GG and welcome back. How are we doing, Taze?
We're so good. It's bright and early over here in the States, but I'm so excited for all of the action today. It definitely is something worth waking up for. We're going to be seeing 4 teams today competing for a chance at the final tomorrow. Cracked, you've been here for like the entire duration of everything. How have things been going? How are you feeling about today?
I'm excited for today. We saw 2 ridiculous games yesterday that actually went the different result to what I'd expected out of my paperwork. I did sit after the qualifiers and go through my quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals bracket. And I did have my fantasy picks, should we say, for who I thought was going to take it home throughout the rest of this Arena Cup Series 2. And I'm delighted to say that I've been proven wrong again. Teams have stepped up. Teams have proven that they will not be counted out until their last player is put in the dirt. And it's been showing that means that some teams like Chimera, who had that 3-0 unbeaten record coming into quarterfinals, had to sadly say goodbye to us last night as the 5 Giants decided that they did not want to leave just yet. And speaking of that, we're going to have a quick look at the bracket that went down yesterday and the action we've got on store for you guys today. You know, grateful to be here again, myself and Taze, producing and presenting proudly on the Battlestate Games channel live here on Twitch, in support with the Hunt Premier Tournament Organisation Company and those amazing sponsors in Gigabyte Aorus, who have again partnered up to bring this action for you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not just great support here today, there's great gifts and goodies for you to claim too. Drops are on, so don't forget to make sure that you are keeping yourself tuned in throughout the whole performance to claim all of those rewards, GP coins, rubles, equipment cases, and Liga medals, all to be shared around alike, and every single player that has that account linked can claim them. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, we have raffles going on throughout the entirety of this event that have been brought to us by our amazing sponsors in Gigabyte Aorus, one of which would entertain you guys thoroughly by producing you a chance to win one of these amazing Gigabyte monitors. And there you can see displayed on screen for you folks at home, the Gigabyte M27QA in that wonderful steel black or the ice white look there, 130% sRGB color saturation, a 1ms response time, 25, 60, 1440 QHD true resolution, and a 180 Hz refresh rate. That there is going to make your gaming level be taken to the next level so you can be at the peak of your performance. I mean, what a wonderful monitor and what an amazing gift to be able to claim, Taze, just by watching the action.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of action to be watched and a lot of things to be claimed, like Crack said. So if you guys aren't here yet, get in here, write to your friends, tell everybody, get them in the Discord call. Today is going to be full of a lot of excitement, and we are so happy to be bringing that to you.
And as we are extremely excited to see the growth, not only in the amount of people watching, also in the scene that is becoming Esports Arena, especially within the Escape from Tarkov support from Battlestate Games, Hunt Premier, and all the sponsors that are coming to help out. Again, a massive thank you and a final shout out to Gigabyte Aorus to allow us to bring this wonderful production to the guys at home with their support. As we rock on into the tournament progress, you guys are going to get to look at the playoffs and how everything has played out so far. Yesterday, Tarkov Help took home not so confident a 2-0 against Arena Misfits, although on that screen there it looks like Tarkov Help walked home with the win in a very convincing fashion. If you look at the underlying scores of 9-7 and 11-8, Tarkov Help were pushed to their limits to be able to rise above the challenge from Arena Misfits and make it through to that semi-final, within which they now have to face the Titans, Tazy. Oil Rig oiled their way all the way through that looking like unformidable and unstoppable team that was EPA, slid on into the DMs of Tarkov Help and said, hey, we'd like to meet you in the semi-finals and we're going to show you how we're going to do it. And boy, oh boy, did they show us how Oil Rig is known for being the Oil Rig that they are. Captain Bakizi standing strong and slamming home quick kills early on in that game, followed by the Double C, the Codex and Cacao Brotherhood, stepping up strong and demolishing opponents left, right, and center throughout that match yesterday. All in all, after a conversation with both teams in yesterday's opinions, both teams saying that both teams turned up, but on the day, Oil Rig was just better. So Oil Rig claimed that second semi-final spot. Then, Taze, we had an absolute banger of a game that, again, could have been likened to that of the Oil Rig Paravision game that Oil Rig had to get through to qualify to yesterday. Virtus Pro took on Sicario, were pushed in game 1 out of the map. Virtus Pro made a dominant statement for the best of 3. Sicario then responded with another dominant opener to match number 2, putting us to 8 up and 2 down. At which point, Virtus Pro climbed all the way back to push Sicario to take map 2 9-7 in an extremely tight match. Then moving us into the deciding match in the best of 3. And boy, oh boy, was it not for want of trying. Sicario held the control in the match, had the lead for the majority of the way down, but Virtus Pro were able to prove why they are one of the best teams, if not the best team out there right now, and overcame that adversity to the 2-1 victory. As that being said, then Upset and Chaos Compadre number 2 5 Giants came home swinging after Chimera started out with a pretty strong performance in their first game, only to find themselves being reverse sweeped by the 5 Giants through some phenomenal gameplay from all of those 5 titanic members in that roster.
I love that recap. And for everyone who hasn't been able to catch all of the streams, whether you're at your day job or just didn't know about everything going on, Crack does such a good job of kind of recapping everything. And today, like you said, Tarkov Help, Oil Rig, Virtus Pro, and 5 Giants will be facing off to get into the finals tomorrow. So you don't want to miss that as well when we see what today shakes up and brings.
Yeah, absolutely. Both games today, folks, will be just like yesterday. Same format with the picks and bans for the maps. Same setup with the best of 3s. It's going to be on Tarkov Help to take on the Oil Rig, to see if they can get through that slippery, oily floor, to see if they put themselves on the oil skates to be able to dance on ice, or oil as it may seem to be. Or has Bakizi lathered the team up? Are they ready to stroll out onto the beach with that suntan lotion locked in? And are they ready to shine in the lights that is the Oil Rig stardom and fame? The lineups here on screen for you folks at home. I'm going to let Taze take you through the names from each of the sets of teams. And as we do see both Tarkov Help and Oil Rig lining up, it's 10 phenomenal players, Taze, that are going to be coming to the field.
Yeah, a lot of familiar faces if you've been catching up and watching the Tarkov arena scene in other capacities. On Tarkov Help, we've got Unknown, Natrig, Soilara, Iwi, and Resist. Hopefully I'm pronouncing all of those correctly. And then Oil Rig, you've got Bake Easy, Cacao, That Ace, Codex, and Stranger Paying, who are all phenomenal players. Again, if you've seen any of the Tarkov Arena competitive scene, you definitely are familiar with these names. You know how insane some of these guys can play. It's going to be a very, very exciting day, as I've already said many times, but I'm just like beaming with how today is going to go.
And I think, chat, we might have to call in for a Taze cameo when it calls out for calling out to the competitor winners, because with that kind of flawless name pronunciation, I think we might need to get her in on that Krykobi and Sergevich, because unfortunately, it seems like when I shout names out in the chat, we don't want to claim our prizes. So maybe the beautiful lush tones of Taze and that amazing colourful outfit we've got on today is the way to claim your prize. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, grateful to be joined on the desk again by another phenomenal caster, and just merely the top of the pool of talent that is starting to come out from the seams of the working process as this environment expands and develops. You know, myself, Taze, Afraid, that friendly guy, Blue, Hawk, Kirk, all the guys that have been very grateful to bring you this action through both the Battlestate Games Twitch channel and the Hunt Premier are always keen, always passionate to get out of bed and produce you guys an amazing show, because we all know how much we love the game and the entertainment that it brings. Why not push that to the next level and entertain you that little bit further? So speaking of the entertainment, Taze, and pushing a little bit further, the map choices for these two teams is probably going to be what pushes each team over the line respectively as to which one takes home the victory. And the reason I'm saying that is because if we look at these two lineups, you've got Codex and Cacao, probably two of the best battle buddy system we have seen throughout the entirety of this scene. You would double down and argue that Unknown, after the performance that them and Resist were putting in yesterday, could stand up to that duo. You then have Solyara that plays that similar playstyle to Stranger Ping, that of playing in sort of a lurk position, a bit more playmaking, a bit more rotatable, rather than standing and holding a specifically static angle. They look to that player to make something happen. Eevee and Natrig, similar to the sense of That Ace and the Bakizi, both looking to lock the team in, be that glue and the backbone and the structure to the rounds, where They might not necessarily be popping off and doing a 360 no-scope or the jump shots over the box or these crazy moves, but what they are doing is consistently turning up and performing. You don't see a game where we're making that comment 5 rounds in, and X player is still on a donut having a bit of a quieter game today, or X player seems to be playing a little bit over aggressively. They're being caught out as the first kill in the round every time. That's some adjustment we'd look to go forward for. Neither of these two teams so far have found themselves sitting under that kind of commentary, and that just is a testament as to why they are here today.
Absolutely. It's so nice to see so much talent from the team in general. I think there's been a couple instances where you've really seen those shining players. And of course, we have those here as well. But for the team as a whole to be collectively that talented is just, it's a breath of fresh air. And it's obviously why they're on the semifinal day, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, semi-final days, what more could we possibly ask for than a stacked schedule? You want to talk about stacked? We've got an amazing best of 3 for the first semi-final here, and we're going to be backing it up with the second one later on, where Virtus.pro are going to find themselves tested again by another upstart team, another dark horse in the tournament, and Virtus.pro are going to have to, again, play the wizard to the witch's hex and banish the curse off of the table if they want to continue this dominant streak that they have put in. Virtus.pro, time and time again, have been tested by many a team throughout this Arena Cup series, and I'm going to be genuinely honest with you, Taze, short of EPA, who did manage to take the 11-9 victory out of them and who are knocked out of the tournament right now, they haven't been beaten. So here we go, game number 1, Tarkov Help Oil Rig, and let's rock right on into it. Play 5, map number 1 for you today, ladies and gentlemen.
So I saw a lot of statistics that the M4 is a very popular weapon to be using in this tournament. Probably the most that we've seen so far, which was nice to see. Nice to see that all calculated for us. How are you feeling about the choices of guns?
Well, we've seen a couple of off-picks coming from different teams that have definitely proved delightful and delicious as Codex deletes Solyara out of the office position, then finds himself a challenge from Unknown along the back of this alley here. 2 members left on the Tarkov Help side in round number 1 into the 3 of Oil Rigs, going to find themselves trying to not care too much about what weapons in their hands, but what sort of work they can do with it, as Codex, again, working their magic in this alley position. Eevee's going to spray, Codex is going to duck, run for cover, and it's going to be 3 versus 1 to be able to close this one out. Eevee has a lot to do, and although there might be 5 letters in the name Eevee, there is going to be 0 kills taken in the 3v1.
It goes so quick, you guys. You got to give Cracked a moment to breathe. The action is going so fast. And that'll be Oil Rig for the first round.
Got to give a shout out to Glizzy Bubbles, who had me literally choking on the joke she made the other day, where she came and asked me after chat if I had gills, if it was possible to breathe whilst talking, which I'm not gonna lie, had me absolutely folded. So shout out to Glizzy for the great comedy moment there on that one. Still big up the banter. We love that. Second round coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Oil Rig off to a strong start. Bear in mind that Tarkov Help are still unbeaten, ladies and gentlemen. Tarkov Help have not yet dropped a single map. Oh, Resist is going to drop the Peasy, though, as that ace knocks one onto Eevee. Kakao knocks one onto Natrig, and that's going to be too strong on the entry, with one member falling down in the approach. The bomb is going to be planted, and with a 4-man defense into a 3-man retake, this is going to really suck for Tarkov Help right now. Unknown, missing half of his health, is going to feel a little bit like he's licking his wounds whilst they wait for the Warrior to walk away.
Definitely trying to figure out a strat to kind of come in and take on the good defense that they've got going on, kind of all angles here, and we're going to see that work out for Oil Rig as they do a 4v1 situation. Unknown's kind of in a pickle.
Yeah,
and wasn't able to pull that off. That's a scary circumstance.
There are too many C's to be seeing if you can peek out onto that point. Stood waiting for you with a weapon in their hands. Yes, the pun was terrible, chat, but Codex and Kakao are just as terrible at not giving you any space to breathe. You try and stick your head out over a point like that into 3 Oil Rig barrels and expect to find yourself absolutely coated in a hail of bullet fire. Noticing that both teams are liking this A-point play to begin with, we're going to see... I'm going to watch the bomb and wait before I curse the comp. Oh boy, 4 are really steamrolling towards the Sally position here. Nade out. Aggressive push. Here comes the boom. Oh, this is so Bakizi. This is Bakizi in a nutshell right now. The team is just playing off of the mindset of Tarkov Help. They've been pushed onto this A site so well so far that they gave more space this time. And Oil Rig have read it completely and have just decided, cool, if you're going to give us the space, we'll take it with aggression. It has cost them a one-for-one trade to begin with, but there's Bakizi stepping up with that MCX that's been doing such great work into Solyara, puts one down. Eevee trades one back. Codex, again, finding their death to the hands of one of those MCXs, another one of the more favorable weapons in this current state. Eevee finds one on the door with a two-man challenge, but Kakao trades in time. Back alley challenge is going to be found. Bakizi claiming one resist, trades that one back, and it's into resist. And Kakao in the 1v1. Kakao has slightly less health, but as we look at the two compositions, Kakao is in a great spot. He has this MCX, the CBJ bullets in the magazine. Resist also on the Enforcer, but still looking like they're holding the M4. Kakao deletes him. Oh my word.
That was a cheeky peek, as I say. Very nice swing to pull off that round win.
My lord, I almost lost my mind. We were almost only into round 4. We've not even gotten to half-time, Taze, and it's already ridiculous. Kakao...
We really haven't had time to breathe.
I mean, this player has been touted up until going through the qualifying stages and having a bit of a tough run as one of the best players in the arena scene, up there with the likes of Hard and others that are just that damn good. But realistically, Codex had a bit of a sleeper in the first couple of games, so it's absolutely 100% amazing to see him returning back to some strength and form as Eevee finds Codex for Kakao. As we're talking about them, it's there for a quick clean one. That ace finishes off Kakao's good work and claims themselves a quick 2k. There's going to be so many red members in front of Natchi because he swings this corner. He's going to claim 2 and the bomb plan. That ace takes him back out, but Keezy accidentally team kills in the meanwhile. The chaos could cause a little bit of upset here as it's now 1v1. Resist versus Bakizi, and the bomb is in a terrible spot.
Oh, and Resist was able to take that, so Tarkov Help is going to win their first round, making it 3-1. Gosh, the aggression right off the start. These guys really do just run straight into their objective, and it's a breath of fresh air to see. You know, no slow plays here, and you're not going to get any of that today. I'm certain of it.
There are two ways that teams have seemed to approach the new utility, Taze. Smokes have forced one of two approaches to a playstyle. Either you play at this composed pace, you set up your smokes, you sometimes even let the enemy smokes wane out before you start putting your utility down, and you play the slower approach game as Eevee and Codex both decide they don't want to be joining in with the slower game for the second. We'll get back to that as the action pops up outside Forklift. Unknown finds one from... Oh my word! Unknown! Error 4-4! Oil Rig not found as 3 members get destroyed on the point, and Tarkov Help win the round quicker than I can even castrate myself from the compliment I was trying to make going into the round. What is going on?
I have no idea. They've completely changed the scene in these last 2 rounds. Must have had a little pep talk in the short time that we've been here, and are now starting to dominate themselves and get a feel for things. Just waking up the fingers, perhaps. I don't know. So playing a little bit smarter.
Let's go fast. I'm going to steal the time real quick, Taze. Let's have a look at this real quickly before the action pops off. So the intention here is the smokes go down. You can either go behind the smokes, wait for it to dry out, or we get what we've got going on here, which is within about 20 to 25 seconds, as I'm aware my time to yap is being cut down very quickly as these two teams are going to clash very shortly. It's beat the tempo. If you can't let the smokes set up, they're useless. If you can get past the smokes before they're placed, get onto that point with some aggression, it can cause absolute chaos. And we're seeing Oil Rig employ that kind of tactic for the first few rounds, and now... this is where the best teams have been phenomenal, is being able to play both approaches. Super speedy and the slow pace. And I am grateful to see that we get a moment to just...
yeah, it has slowed down a little. Things are a little bit more on the line now with a 3-2 score at the moment.
So whilst we take us a moment, Taze, talk to me. What have you enjoyed so far? Do you have a weapon preference yourself? Oof. Never mind. Bakizi for 1. Unknown goes down.
I was gonna say let's hold off on that conversation just yet. There might be a lot of action popping off. It looks like they're gonna pull around and kind of flank this back to A side.
Notice that wonderful mini-map been provided by Battlestate Games for the spectator section this time around. Notice that the members from Tarkov Help have actually played their discipline this time. The one member on that B site and Forklift calling out all that audio, and they're ready for it. It is Natrick for 2 on the front door as Bakizi is left to pick up the pieces of that campaign. Close on the site. Bomb is being planted. contest from the alley positioning from that ace actually covers off Bkiezy getting that plant down, and Resist is going to be found by Kakao. That's such some great overall teamwork and cover. Member for member, I need help, support me here. And it was done. That ace, as mentioned, one of the most consistent players throughout this tournament so far on the Oil Rig lineup, if not altogether for me. Been very impressed with the That Ace performance this season so far, and they do not stop getting better and better every time they feature.
Holding up a couple angles, and Oil Rig will take that. Gosh, I didn't know how that was going to go. I figured that Uwe had a chance there at the 3v1. It's not a terrible odd, and the movement there was a little bit more pristine in how careful they were being, but we're going to move on to 4-2 at the moment.
Absolutely spot on there, and you were right to hesitate there, Taze. I also had to hold the commentary for a second because Evie, with that wonderful MCX in hands, like you mentioned, in a good spot in the 1v3. I mean, obviously, we never expect a 1v3 to go in the favor of the numbers disadvantage, but we are thoroughly encouraged to believe in the potential when these players that have shown time and time again they can do it, have the right weapon in their hands and the health pool available to be able to pull off some of these nutty 1v2, 1v3 plays. And as the first kill drops in round number 7, we're going to see Tarkov Help again rising to 2 quick openers, dropping Oil Rig to 3.
The way we can always see everyone's outlines in this view makes me so anxious because you just know that there's something that's going to happen with the way the players are set up. And this is exactly what I was expecting. The Kakao 1v1 there with Resist, and Resist able to take that off and put him down, making it a 3-1 situation with all of the money on Codex. And again, as I'm speaking it to existence, Codex is taken down, Tarkov Help taking that round, and again closing the barrier between, or making it smaller 4-3. There we go.
Yeah, and that's it. For those of you Yakuza Like a Dragon fans, we've got Resist in here, okay, with that super special ability move called Cease and Desist. We've seen Resist time and time again display their prowess of holding a site location, Taze, where you shall not pass might as well be planted over the top of the door frame, as if you step in, Resist's going to make you step out, and very quickly.
You're absolutely right about those smokes. Just watching those come through and the plays around them, definitely something that I'm still adjusting to, for sure.
It's really hard to see how the players are adjusting as well, Taze, because I don't think you're the only one. I would be hesitant to say that any one team in particular has fully adjusted to the smokes at this point in time. I mean, all of these players have only been exposed to this since literally hours before the first day of the Arena Cup Series qualifiers. So
yeah,
to say that these teams are using them so well so far is a very, very big boon. And I'm also very impressed with the preparation that the majority of teams have put into coming into the Arena Cup Series too. I mean, we would always hope that every team takes this seriously, but you can never know who's going to turn up on the day. And it seems like every single team has put all the effort in. We would extremely hope, because it just gives us such a phenomenal performance when they're fighting it out on screen. All right, Bkiezy, I'm going to have to send the DM and ask what's going on here. Look at the positioning on the Oil Rig side. This is so crazy. The bomb is the most forward position, stepped up in mid lane, underneath slant here. This is us on board with the bomb and Stranger Ping, and he's looking to try and find a contact pick. The rest of the Oil Rig members, 2 setting up a slow push towards the A site, really taking their time, so there's 0 audio cues being given in that direction again. Stranger Ping tames his audio down, moving up to that A site, fakes a bit of audio there, and then they're going to look to try and rotate the bomb across mid and see if that changes things. Resist finds Codex on the rotation, and I fear, but for the first time in my life, I have found the burnt page in the Bkiezy cookbook. They've overcooked it, Taze. And what it's happening is it's finding Tarkov Help, showing to Oil Rig that they might need some help when it comes to crazy concoctions. Boys, there is a way to spoil the food. That's by burning it. Oof.
I feel like I looked down for 1 second, looked back up, and everybody was deceased. Tarkov Help bringing that to a 4-4 and showing this highlight again.
Just some great work. Natrig for the double. Does find the transfer onto the crucial member, knocking the bomb down in that round there. Didn't end in their favor, but did some great work. And again, Natrig also, that double door defender, 2 kills quickly onto the team flooding in to try and take that A point. And as we see only a couple of highlights on screen from the first half alone, we are level pegging. And I'll be honest with you, Taze, I did think the Oil Rig were going to again have to fight back from a deficit in this match with how good Tarkov Help have been. but yet again, Oil Rig seeming intent to defy what should be wisdom and turn me into words of worry.
See, everything being played a little bit more slow as we get further into the rounds, and makes sense at this point, honestly. Best of 3, so we're looking into slowing things down. But Codex is going to take down Talea, making this now a 5v4. And Kakao to also bark back.
2 down on the Tarkov Help side. Codex playing with the mind of Unknown in the scenery here. Unknown is not going to move, though. Natrig is going to rotate up from a position in the middle there and sneak a quick one. Unknown finally finds Bakizi after that duel does end in the death of another Oil Rig member for this round. 2 apiece now aside. Oil Rig and Tarkov Help fighting their way back into this round a little bit. Unknown carrying that bomb towards the A site is still. Rather than trying to overcook a crazy play, Tarkov Help committing to the all hands on deck, all full steam ahead approach. As that's a ridiculous kill. I'm going to be honest, that's about as crucial as it could possibly get as well, because Natrik takes out the flank, Unknown claims one. Kakao has to push in at that point in time as his teammates go down, and because Kakao is put in the position where he's forced to push, he is then stuck 1 versus 2, and Tarkov Help playing the numbers and the tempo of the game really well so far, Taze.
I can't believe how this is shaking out. We really saw Oil Rig come out and have such a strong start, and Tarkov Help has just answered that. They've come back, they've bounced back, they've now taken the lead. It's really anyone's game. These games are going to be insanely close, and I'm sure you've experienced that already.
Oh, close does not cover it. We've had games go all the way down to the point where I've literally, honestly, last night I replaced the arm pads on my chair. I'm not even joking. I literally had to replace both arm pads because I'd been squeezing them so hard that I'd broken the right-hand side one. Just purely out of excitement. So, as that excitement is going to entertain you guys at home, probably with a little smirk or a smile at the crazy crack sort of conundrums that go on in the background, we're going to have a look at the crazy smokes being thrown towards the spawn. Do you see them, Taze, on the right-hand side of Baker McKeezy?
I do.
I sense a little frustration.
Not sure what purpose that they're serving, but...
I mean, there is one way to physically throw everything at your opponent. I suppose you could argue that they did throw them directly at the spawn, so... I like this.
Slow creep. I know.
What a piece. Codex for resist.
As you can see, Sneaky is helping him in this situation. Lots of players on site A right now.
Although, I am amazed. Natri's going to win the first rotation from that. Natri's going to win too. We're not even on the side of the map, but it's that crucial. We don't need to be seeing it because we're paying attention to the bomb, rightly so. But 2 kills on the other point as the distraction just went down in the favor of Tarkov Help, which means no help is coming. Oil Rig are stranded. Bakizi and Kakao, 2 members left alive on the B point. And as I say, no help's coming. Bakizi might just have something to say about that. The captain coming out on top in the first battle. Bakizi is going to storm his way to the shoulder of his teammate Codex and try to start to make something work. Bakizi swings onto the mid lane. It's Bakizi, Captain Bakizi. Bakizi, boom, as mid lane gets destroyed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to see another display of perfection. Not quite. Solyara says Flawless is not the only way to finish this round. Failure can also be found as Codex is left in the 1 versus 1. Unknown. Codex, 50% health. Unknown, seeming to be the unknown dark horse factor in this as Codex almost catches him on the tempo. The shoulder swing's not quite in time. Unknown is going to be challenged, and it is going to be Codex coming, but Codex is not going to have enough time to defuse the bomb. And Unknown does his job, so Tarkov Help take the round.
The ring around the rosy. Oh my goodness. That was insane, but such a crucial thing to attempt to run out that time. So Codex had no choice but to try to get the kill, and then obviously didn't have time for the defuse. I wasn't even paying attention at the time. I was just looking at how they were playing those angles there and kind of bouncing off of each other. And brilliant plan by Tarkov Help there.
And I don't know how much of how well played that was from Unknown that they knew about how much they made that work. The accidental, what looked to us like a misstep that gave Codex a milliseconds worth of information, a couple of pixels worth of that picture, that had Codex have been there across the barrel a little quicker, he'd have had full chance to get barrel up and potentially kill him, but Unknown whether he knew it or not, actually then caused Codex to take a hesitant misstep and not face the tempo of flipping that over and then finding him over the point. So that round in the bin, from some great work from Oil Rig, it's not going to claim themselves the victory because the time was worn out by Unknown. So all in all, good play from both players, but Tarkov Help comes on top for that one.
He slow walks up to what looks like a very sticky situation. I was going to say Natrig had the right idea earlier by turning around and maybe approaching a different angle. We're seeing Kakao already answer for some of this movement, but this is a tough thing to come into. I don't think they see that ace, and that's going to be the first indication. Taking down Solera and Resist. I can't say that very fast, and they're going quick as can be. That was Oil Rig to take the round. I couldn't even, again, I'm not a fast talker. Maybe Crack needs to continue to handle these rounds that happen so quick, but it can go 0 to 100 as we see.
Yeah, sometimes we're not even given the chance to take the Discord off of unmute. It is literally, in the space of time it takes me to reach for that mute button, well, everybody's dead. They're all dead, Jim. They're all laying on the floor having a sleeping lion party, and unfortunately, that is just the way that the game goes, but it does lead to some crazy rounds as explosion and action doesn't necessarily always lead to a good constructed gameplay. So the one thing I am a little bit interested with, shall we say, is I'd love to get an interview from the Oil Rig players at some point where I could ask the question. I might have to reach out to Bakizi in his DMs and ask personally. The chaos in these early rounds, that quick speed off of spawn, is that controlled? Or is it kind of, we're just relying on the fact that we might come out on top because our guns are better? And I'm very, very interested.
Yeah, that is a good question to ask. I'd love to get in ahead of any of these players, to be honest with you. I think that it's very interesting, some of the choices that they make. Oh, Natrig not able to take out that ace. But Resist is going to be here to back him up.
Yep, Resist again, cease and desist. Get out of my house. It's my territory. I want this building and I'm going to take it by force. It seems like Bakizi is enjoying himself in his little office over here, sat on the A side. He does love himself a good old office position. Stranger Ping holding from the boxes in over the point there as well. See, Oil Rig are still 4 strong, and it's only 2 of the Tarkov Help members to be attacking this. But, that being said, Tarkov Help have been a bit slippery with their approach and their information so far.
Man, Unknown is just right in the middle of everything with Bomb, making me very anxious.
He's actually done a great job of getting across here. Stranger Ping's going to run away from the fight. Nearly swips the 180. Oh my god, Unknown won his fight on the door too. We're back to 2v2. Resist finds Bakizi from Ali, and that's madness. 2 versus 1, and it's all on Codex to save the day again. 12 seconds, the bomb needs to get planted. Unknown has to be covered here. Codex is going to find him. The bomb is not going to get planted, and that's going to be the round. And no way! Unknown finds the shot. You're kidding.
With only 2 seconds left and the bomb not being planted, that was so well-timed. They literally couldn't have done anything else there.
Decision-making, clutch Taze. Not only do you know you have to plant there, but if you get off the plant, you don't have a chance to miss. You have to not only win that fight, you have to win it immediately. Oh, I'm so shocked. What a score from Unknown. The kill picks the pixel over the point box. Oh, my word. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not get to catch Tarkov Help through qualifiers and through the final, the quarters and semis, this right now, this is the reason Tarkov Help have been so strong as 2 Tarkov Help members get absolutely folded by Codex. Never mind, Resistance and Natrig will have 2 of their own. Are we going to get any straight up time to just consider life today?
I know. No, I don't think so. I don't think we can do that. I think I made that mistake first round trying to talk about the guns, so I've refrained from all other conversations at this point. Only action.
So much action going on.
3v2 situation again. Tarkov Help leading. That ace coming through and able to see that Resist was hanging out in those connexes, taking him down. Unknown doing some work over here. About to make face with 2 players, able to get 1. Waiting for Codex to slip around the corners.
Oh,
he's gonna play a little bit slower there, and he's not going to know exactly where he's going to come from.
Yeah,
Unknown's in kind of a sticky situation here.
He is, but he has the bomb, Taze, and don't forget that. If he just decides to do a 180 and just run to this A point right now, he doesn't realize it, but there's a 3 point there, and I think he's eyeing this up. He is sussing. Yeah, here we go, here we go. Here we go again on my own. I see an A point, and I am going down the only road I have ever known, and it's A. It's all A, all day, and if Unknown manages to find that ace before this gets planted, it could be a good 1v1. In fact, he's actually going to get the plant down before he's getting challenged. The bomb is going to go down as he's gone up in time. It is. That ace gets himself. Oh, he gets out of the point as well. This is huge.
Able to pull a different angle. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what's gonna happen here. I feel like Unknown could pull this off.
There's a nade. They're gonna smoke the point. Codex is gonna fall to Unknown, and Matisse is gonna fall to Unknown as well.
It's exactly what I wanted to see. I'm not biased here. I'm not rooting for anybody, but I love an underdog situation, and that 2v1 was executed perfectly.
Who is Unknown? Why are they unknown? What is going on? Now. Hell yeah, they are. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Unknown is about to be found and conquer themselves a glorious name into the titles and the history books of the Tarkov Help success. There's some dominant performance in game one through multiple round clutches, close quarters engagements being won, and some critical decision making that has been flawless time and time again.
We got an 8v5 situation, if I'm not mistaken, match point here, if Tarkov Help is able to take this one away.
And as an unbiased viewer of this sport, I'm sorry, Taze, but I've got to ask you, what do you mean? At this point in time, we're going to need to see a miracle and then some extra from Oil Rig to be able to come back into this. Tarkov Help just look unstoppable.
Hey, anything can happen. Stranger things have happened and stranger pings have happened. Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. As Evie takes one onto Kakao, you had absolutely corrected me, reminded me, of course, the madness that is Stranger Ping, actually. More than able to clutch in the 1v. But I will say one thing that's been very good so far for Stranger Ping. Look at that kill feed. 1 and 11. Stranger Things, well, that's a stranger thing to see. Stranger Ping on a negative KD for 1, but to only have 1 kill after 13 rounds of a game is crazy, as Codex claims the life of Evie. Bikisi onto Natrig, as well as 2 members now oiled out of the round. This mid push is going to get caught on a rotation from boxes as well if they're not careful. Yep, Stranger Ping is going to be ready for this. Is Stranger Ping going to find their second?
Heard the audio was able to kind of reposition themselves.
Oh man, Resist wins it again. Stranger Ping gets folded for the 12th time this game. Bikisi does manage to trade one back out onto Resist in the meantime, but it's Solyara and Unknown. 2 left again versus the 3. 1 sitting in the smoke on the point with the bomb planted with 26 seconds left. Oil Rig have got a tough time retaking this. Solyara finds that ace through the smoke, but Codex finds him from Connector. Codex, Bikisi, the captain steps up strong with his friend. They don't realize he stood over the bomb on the point in the smoke. Unknown steps away from it as they step in. They're going to cover the defuse. No, they're not. They're just going to challenge him. Codex is going to get himself deleted by Unknown. There's no way Unknown wins this for the game. 1v1, you're kidding me! What on earth is that? You're joking me! No, Unknown, you can't do that to the king of the easy lineup. Not like that, brother. Not like that.
We saw a lot of impressive plays, and again, with that MVP slot, Unknown, very well deserved. Gonna be known now, like I said, absolutely insane on some of those clutches there. The team is probably very pleased with that performance.
Okay, so Unknown's name could be Jason Bourne. It could be James Bond. It could be any previous winner from Dancing on Ice for the last 12 years. It could be any previous Strictly Come Dancing name victor from the last 12 years. What is the moves and the plays and the brains inside of this Unknown team member? I mean, for Christ's sake, this guy could have won Mastermind in the last season with the way that he critically challenged on the bomb and got that kill after not planting it. There's just so much we could say. And as we roll on into the highlights, it's not just Unknown doing all the magic. I have to put a further mention out from the Tarkov Help strength to Natrig, who has been consistently, time and time again, not nailing just 1, but 2 quick, crucial kills. Most of the time, on the other side of the map without the support of his team. Ah! What a game!
This is so beautifully executed. It really was. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Natrig had a couple really nice peeks on some of the players. And we saw Oil Rig come out with such aggression and such a strong lead in the beginning. And then I say strong lead, it was 2-3-0. But regardless, you know, they were looking so good when we started this out. And maybe lost a little bit of steam. I hate to say it. I'm not sure. Or Tarkov Help got in their head, figured out their strat. I think I'm always interested to see how the teams kind of come together and come to as the rounds go on, because they get a little warmed up and they figure out how things are going to be played.
Ironically, I'm not surprised you don't understand what the problem with that is. I think you could potentially say the problem with that game from Oil Rig was unknown. Pun intended. Absolutely right. Yeah, because they don't know what hit them. An unknown hit them really hard, where it hurts multiple times through some phenomenal execution in the clutch of the round 2, Taze. Let's not take anything away from the skill on this. It's not just being good. It was being good when it counted time and time again.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, we are going to take a 7-minute break here as we get into the next game here shortly, but we appreciate you all hanging out with us so far for this first round, and we're going to see what map they choose for the second. Remember, this is best of 3. Tarkov Help took the first round. We will see how the next 2 matches go. Took the first match, rather. Words are hard this morning. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
ladies and gentlemen.
Back.
Returned as we are. That's it. Taze, did you have a chance to settle? Have you recovered and regained composure? Ready for game number 2?
Yeah. I've had some moments to breathe, which we didn't get a lot of in the first match. Lots of just jam-packed action, especially with these first couple of rounds. I think we're going to see that every time. So getting my lung capacity ready to handle all of the talking, or probably just listen to you talk. But oh my gosh, ready for this second round match, all of the things, ready to see what map they choose. Seen a lot of Bull and Bay 5 lately, huh? That's been the go-tos.
I think that a lot of teams have had the consensus, right? Fort is a brand new map, and therefore with it being sort of uneven terrain, they're not so familiar with how to really play around it yet, how to really make that map their own and play to their play style. Most teams are rather, instead of poking the bear, kind of keen to walk past the coven and sort of let it rest, rather than challenging what could potentially cause you and cost you a game in this. And at this point in time in the tournament, Taze, we've seen that teams given a millimeter will take a mile. I mean, you can't talk about the crowned king of Bakizi and the Oil Rig lineup and the phenomenal performance they had to put in to get here, to then sort of look at today's match so far and be along the lines of Bakizi who? Sorry? This player is unknown. That's right, the player is unknown, because Unknown, I mean, we counted it back. I went and looked at the stats. Unknown was responsible for 6 rounds with the clutches. 6. That's not just a bit. That's more than half of a match. That is 2/3 of the entire match total. You need 9 rounds to win the game. And Unknown was responsible for taking home 6 of them. Not the entirety of the round, but the clutch is ridiculous.
Well-deserved MVP there. Like we said, I don't think we saw any performance like his last match, and we are really impressed, kind of excited to see what he does next. And again, coming into this, both teams are so talented. Every team that's gotten this far has been talented. Every team that's participated, rather, has been talented. So I am just really anxious to see what that looks like on a different map and a different spread. And also what's going on behind the scenes right now. You know, what is Oil Rig saying to each other to kind of describe what just happened and make a plan and a plan to put down Unknown perhaps for this next map, try to figure out how to stop the unstoppable perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 6 rounds of footage to work off, and 6 clutches there to be looking at an assessment. And as we saw that Oil Rig took us to Bay 5 there for that first map of the day, Tarkov Help will then be having us rolling on. Oh my God. Taze, we're going to Fort, baby.
You just said that it wasn't going to happen, and it's happening. It's happening.
Now, one thing I will say, okay, and I'm going to make this extremely, extremely clear to everybody at home. The one place that has seen a team that has felt confident on Fort tested has been Fort. And if you remember back, that was Virtus Pro, who even in that interview that we saw yesterday with the wonderful player interviews, test 2, they thought they were going to go to Fort and take EPA to Fort and make it a Virtus Pro playground. Actually, EPA threw a phenomenal game all the way that went down to overtime, 11-9, the victory to Virtus Pro in that game by a mere 2 rounds in overtime on Fort. By EPA into Virtus Pro on that map there on 4, was because EPA had also made it their back garden and brought a approach to the Fort map that Virtus Pro were not expecting them to be as prepared for. So the question is, have Tarkov Help followed the Virtus Pro guidelines? Do they believe they've got the strats and the Oil Rig don't? Or have Oil Rig managed to bait Tarkov Help into this kind of map pick with the intention of doing the same and turning up really strong where they're looking like they might actually over-challenge for this map? And ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome you into game number 2 of the first semi-final of the day. Oil Rig find themselves a game down into Tarkov Help thanks to some phenomenal work from Unknown. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2, Fort. Okay, so Natrig and Unknown have already gone all the way around the back at this point through the cannon section. Natrig is going to delete Stranger Pink for the first opening kill in our first match on Fort. Today, we're going to see a smoke that might want to be a little bit slightly to the right, nephew, as that one does not find its way into the connector to the point here. Natrig is going to hold strong as Codex finds one apiece, each player down on either line up. Codex putting together the wounds and patching themselves back up from their engagement and contact as they do claim a kill of their own. Solyara is going to step onto the point and plant this device, and that ace is going to pre-swing it as Natrig is holding the angle. Codex kills that ace by accident across. Resist finds Bakizi. Natrig finds Codex. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all she wrote.
The teams being swapped with colors has thrown me off a little bit. So give me a second to collect my bearings here as they flip sides. If I'm not mistaken, to clarify for anyone else at home who's a little confused, Tarkov Alpha is now red, Oil Rig is now blue. It's obviously at the top, but my brain lags a little bit this morning. So trying to make that clear for everyone else too.
I'm going to double down on your point, actually, Taze, because it can throw a lot of teams off. Obviously, teams do swap from red to blue and blue to red as we go through these matches here. So, Oil Rig, as we said, 1 down in the best of 3. First map on Bay 5 going to Tarkov Help will be Oil Rig in the blue colours. So, the Oil Rig lineup, Stranger Pin, Kakao, that ace, Bakizi, and Codex as we see Kakao going down to one of the Tarkov Help members in red. So, Tarkov Help in red will be Resist, Eevee, Natrig, Unknown, Solyara, if you are just joining us here today. Stranger Ping is going to find themselves playing a game with Sleeping Lions. It's going to find them one of the 3 kills that they've manned today. Unknown, obviously, back again for 1 onto them. That ace claims another. Resist picks up one of their own, and it's a 3 versus 2 with the bomb being planted. Bakizi in the middle section is going to step into Eevee, and Eevee's going to step out into Bakizi instead and delete him from that one. Codex, with that 50% health left over again, heavy bleed in tow, is going to find themselves in the 1v3 and 35 seconds left to defuse.
And this was Tarkov Help's chosen map, if I'm not mistaken, as well, right? Like, I just saw that on the...
Yes, absolutely. Yes, spot on.
Okay. And that's showing to be true. I mean, they are dominating this map. They must have had a lot of practice. With it being such a new map, I played this one at TwitchCon. I was totally out of my element. It looks like these players have had some good time with it, have been practicing as they should, and are feeling pretty confident. Tarkov Help taking the lead there 2-0.
I feel like as a team going into this map, if you're not prepared for this map, if you've not felt so confident in it being a map that you wanted to pick, you have to be aware that some other team is going to pick it into you. And at that point in time, I prefer to be slightly more aggressive on the approach, play into the fact that your team members have good gun strength, and just try and duel people down. Try and make it a little bit messy as Solyara slams Kakao with a grenade early in the opener for the 3rd. Step in this time to that ace is going to find Eevee wanting. Natrig is going to pick up Stranger Ping in the trade, though. That ace is going to make work from this top shelf now as Heavens come crushing down onto Resist. Codex makes Unknown sit down for the first time in a few rounds, and that's going to find us with Oil Rig in a numbers advantage for the 1st and 4. 3 versus 2. That ace only surviving on a 1/3 of the health left, though. Makes it almost a 2.3 versus 2. You can see Codex bleeding with a heavy. That ace also a heavy bleed in their favor, or failure, I guess we should say, as it's going to start taking his points off. Never mind, Solyara puts that problem out of that ace's mind as they get to sit down. Solyara is going to be slapped into the abyss by Bakizi as the 2-man strong push comes up towards this retake. Natrig is the last member standing, holding on the corners here, has time to play with. Only 18 seconds left on the clock. Gonna have to cover the defuse. Natrig needs to kill Codex and Bakizi, and it's not going to happen this time. Oil Rig stands strong.
There we go.
That's kind of tiredness.
Able to pull off that deactivate too. Much needed.
Sorry to step on you there, Taze, but you're absolutely right.
You're okay. I'm letting you be a fish with gills right now.
It's just such a crazy set of plays, and to me, this is what we needed to see from the Oil Rig lineup if they're going to challenge to take us to Game 3, right, Taze? They've got to show some defiance. They've got to show that they are able to close these rounds out as confidently as Tarkov Help was on the retake. They clearly are not as confident here from the first 3 rounds on 4 as Tarkov Help are, and it shows. But the approach to take to counter that is by countering the aggression with some defensiveness, as Resist counters Kitchen and crushes 2.
You can see on the minimap too, all of them kind of gathered around in that top left corner. For those of you mobile users, it might be a little bit difficult to see, but we've got a lot of congestion up on A side.
Yeah, bomb is getting planted as Eevee does find another one, and it's left to 1 member again. Can the captain can 4? That's the question.
Again, I always want to believe in an underdog situation, but with the smoke grenades and all the angles here. Not saying much. All right. I was gonna say that's a tough handle.
Yeah, I mean, in German natürlich, in English naturally, in Tarkov Help speak Natrig. confident. The first did get killed because he did claim the first for free in the 1 versus 4. But then I saw the name that came around the corner, saw it Natrig, and said, okay, I have confidence that this is closed out. Natrig has again, to the benefit of the Tarkov Help lineup, been one that has not been found wanting at any point through this tournament. I don't think there has been one point in time where I've seen somebody swing into Natrig aggressively where they have not held their ground phenomenally well. So great comment towards the line of Natrig. And look at Resist and Natrig are basically pincering Kakao before the round's even started. That ace then gets collapsed upon from this top platform position. And full middle controls in the hands of Tarkov Help. If you're new to Fort at home, ladies and gentlemen, this middle box section here can either be a death chamber or a victory box as Natrig kills teammate and enemy alive. That's it. Resist gets one on the point onto Stranger Ping as well. The bomb is going to be planted, and again, it falls to one Oil Rig member to pull off a miracle. Okay, Codex doing Codex things. That's one for the first. Spiral's going to be next contest. Ramp's going to look to try and double challenge at the same time. He's going to step into Unknown here, and he is going to fight one of the hardest members on this Tarkov lineup today. Codex is playing dancing. Wow, dirty dancing it seems. That's 2. 2 to go. Codex on a spree. He's going to have to get through this box position quickly or else he's going to get planked. No, he's not. He's going to isolate the flank instead. Tries Solyara the first time. The second ping is too aggressive. And the swing finds Solyara singing his praises.
Tarkov Help is truly showing out today. Anything is still possible, but they are going to take a pretty hefty lead here, 4-1. Leaving Oil Rig shaking in their boots. I don't have any good puns for that. I just think that I'd be nervous if I were them.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Some of the hazardous chemicals and the oils that's contained in these barrels, you want to hope those barrels aren't rusty. And it feels like the barrel's feeling a little bit rusty today.
Mm-hmm. I knew you'd have something.
I'll get you back covered, don't you worry. So, Codex, after being inspired from the previous strength in the last round, is going to find themselves an opener. Resist, for the first time, unable to resist. Decides that it's time to take a little nap. We're going to sit down and let the team do some of the rest of the work. It's not that they haven't all been pulling the weight today, though, right, Taze?
Oh, yeah. A very even amount of kills here down the line. And really, honestly, on Oil Rig, too, hasn't been too bad. I know that we saw a little bit of challenges with the distribution on Bay 5, but looking a little bit more even tilted. Unknown, as Unknown does.
You said it. You absolutely said it. Unknown doing unknown things. And that levels the playing field. One apiece. Oh, never mind. That is have something to say about it. Evie, pop back in the Pokeball for now. Natrig nails that ace as they step up, saying, nope, Natrig says you're not allowed to have more than one player with the fun. Kakao comes back with one onto Solyara, and Oil Rig take the lead again. 3 versus 2 left alive in this scenario. Bakizi finds Natrig, that's a big pick, and it's all left on the one-man mountain that is Unknown. Is it error 404? Not found, it is. Kakao slaps him out of the air as Unknown for the first time today displays a lack of discipline in the close and jumps off the rocks into his coffin.
That was a pretty kill, though. I did like that one. I did want to see Unknown pull that off, but the mid-air kill,
yeah,
definitely one of my favorites.
Oil Rig members sat on the bench being like, Mom, get the camera, I'm on TV.
This is for my montage.
Yeah, delightful set of plays coming out of Oil Rig to bring us back to 2-4. Love to see it. Love to see a hotly contested map, and I think this is the one thing that I will say about Fort as an environment, because a lot of teams are fresh to it, even the ones that feel comfortable. It's very volatile. All it takes is a couple of members to get into a pretty sticky spot in the middle of the back of your lineup, and suddenly members start falling left, right, and center. And we all know the one thing that's very true in Tarkov: numbers carry games. Numbers are correct. Oh, Bakizi's going to run straight into the face of one of the members of the Tarkov Help lineup, and Natrig is going to headbutt him to his death. Resist finds one. That ace finds Natrig back after finding himself probably heavily concussed with the speed that he ran into Bakizi at. Poor Bakizi's going to be seeing stars for the next couple of rounds. Talk about giving your head a wobble.
Oh, I thought Ace was going to have that. Resist was able to answer. Tarkov Help really quickly to wrap that one up, with Iwi taking down the final player, making it 5-2.
And Resist, Iwi, and Natrig, 8 apiece, Taze, all sharing an equal in a 24 kill pool. Unbelievable. Two, 5. Tarkov Help 3 rounds in the advantage. Last round on their attacking side, though. As we go into the swap of halves, that might change the pace a little bit. This map, because it is quite crazy, and it can be quite chaotic, it doesn't necessarily require you as an attacking side to plant the bomb very often to be successful, but just merely the approach to set up to get that plant location normally kills a lot of players, and therefore you see a lot of rounds won in an almost team deathmatch-like fashion, rather than the bomb being planted as Kakao. Oh my good lord, the spiral staircase fight ends up going in the favor of Kakao, which I cannot believe I just saw. Heavy bleeding toe, he's going to get swung by Eevee. Solyara finds one to Bakizi as well. Actually, Solyara gets Kakao in the spiral, and Eevee swings and kills Bakizi across that one there. I have no idea how the two of them traded kills from each other, but that's a magic myth that we're not going to be able to find out until the round's over. Codex is the last left alive, and he's going to find the first challenge from Natrig. That's a good pickup from Codex, but cost half of his health. Unknown's going to be there, the next man waiting to defend the site and the plant, and with 35 seconds left on the clock, this is going to be the last round. The Oil Rig is going to be pressured to defuse, and they're not going to be pressured instead. Eevee is going to flatten the last Oil Rig member.
Yeah, I was going to say, the plant there really did put a lot of pressure on Codex to get moving, and that's what we love about Blast Gang, is that pressure that we do get put on when you get the plant off. Got to make you move from your spot a little bit, figure out your strat, how you're going to move through the players, and obviously didn't work in Oil Rig's favor, but like you said, with the flip-flop of the offense and defense, we'll see how that plays out in the next couple rounds.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of these weapon choices coming to fruition. Again, you mentioned it in the stats, Taze. The M4, the MCX, and a couple of the SP6 weapons, the Valor, the VSS, all being the most favoured, most common weapons that people are looking to in this tournament format right now. And a shout-out and a massive thank you to Kirk on the lurk, taking some of their spare time, another one of the casters that helps out on the bench here, to pull some of those bits of information together for us in preparation for today's games. Shout-out to Kirk. I hope you sat in the chat watching this as well. Good stuff, my friend. We appreciate your hard work from that one. Thank you. As we go in 6-2, Taze, and Codex is going to start by slamming somebody down into the floor.
Took a little bit of damage on that, though, but it's going to bring it back some.
Yeah, hello, Enforcers, baby. We can tank a few hits. We can definitely stand and absorb some of the abuse. How much can each one take? This smoke is really... Oh, what a nade!
It's more aggressive, it feels. A little bit.
Oh, that ace! Well, there's 3, 2 grenades, bring 3 kills, and this smoke setup's actually genius, and as the last member I knew was gonna fall. Maybe we just needed nades
the whole time. That's all we were missing.
Is it really? It was one short of that ace, actual, as he claims 4, and Taze, I've got to talk about the setup. The smokes to cover the entire point off forces the Tarkov Help lineup to have to step in. That aggression then being played off by Oil Rig, they know that they can't see them in the smoke, but a grenade has a better radius than a spray does, so we'll just lob grenades into the smoke because they have to push through it. And it pays absolute It's 5-head genius, honestly. Beautiful play from Oil Rig. Oh, go on, that ace. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, throw it again. You got it.
I love this. And this is the smoke, so this is where the setup's from. It's all the way back from spawn. Look at how well that played out. Bakizi finds Eevee as the setup's coming in. Resist does manage to get in for one on Codex. For a second, I thought we were going to see a team tap from Oil Rig there, but no. 2 down on the side of Tarkov Help, 1 down on the side of Oil Rig, and the smokes are out again. That A connecting site from spawn that comes all the way out in the long right-hand side lane from the defending side is fully smoked off, so Tarkov Help will not be accessing there. You see that player having to rotate back through the middle to cover off the flank on cannons. Bakizi finds a kill onto Unknown. Actually, that cannons player going down very quickly to the rotation. That's a good read. And as the bomb shifts towards the B site, Oil Rig are going to get a free plant off. This is a really good rotation from the team, actually. That rotation through the A side towards cannons and spawn has claimed Oil Rig a great position as well as a kill, and it's also allowing them to defend off one of the rotations from the A point players. That fight towards spawn is probably going to be the next one to go down, unless Solyara takes the risky approach and comes through this middle section, because this now is this becomes the death box, and you know who's waiting. The death man himself, the Grim Reaper that is Kakao, and he swings the site and slices Solyara into pieces. There's only going to be one member left to resist this, and it's Resist. Resist he shall for one, and then the captain comes calling. You knock on the door, you open it to Bakizi, and you say, bliat, goodbye.
The Oil Rig offense is showing to be very strong and making this a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be honest. Again, I'm not trying to have any bias in these matches. I'm coming in pretty blindly, one would say. And I don't know. I really thought Tarkov Help was going to keep the momentum up.
I like to counter my bias with balance. Oh, Solyara gets the double kill out of the spawn nade.
Before I say anything.
Yeah, we might be being quiet very quickly there, because that takes the punch out of this kind of an assault as well, because if the members from TH step up through that smoke, never mind, they don't need to. Nashik has found Bakizi as Tarkov Help have read this like a book. Oh my word, Tarkov Help, talk about textbook terror.
No deaths. All right, we'll see how this next round plays out. I will say the smokes continue to be smoking. They are loving those, and I think it's more detrimental on this map. I don't know what it is, but the way they're throwing them, the way it looks, it is causing more chaos as a visual viewer than it was on Bay 5, and they're not letting up with that. Very quick on the action. It looks like Kakao to take down Natrig, but Iwi to take down Codex. So we're looking at a 4-4 situation already. A couple trade-offs there. And Bomb perhaps going toward B around the outer rim. Hard to say. They're kind of making some big plays here. Lots
big plays is right. Oh no, but unknown. Unknown, Taze. I love being underdog, but I'm a big fan of the teams. Oh, there is that ace. What a way to remove unknown. We talked about taking out the unknown factor. How about lob a grenade at him? That'll do. I love championing an underdog. I really do. But at the same time, I have a massive, massive gap in my heart for these long-standing teams. Oil Rig, formerly XPA, have been a dominant force in this scene, and it's just a team I love to watch. It's not necessarily biased and wanting them to win, but it's just great to see them on screen displaying the perfection that they bring to the table, as Bakizi claims one another. 2v2 left out on the table, and it's going to be Stranger Ping found wanting by Eevee. The bomb goes down on the point. Bakizi does claim Eevee's life back, though, and it's down to Captain versus Solyara. Can Bakizi bring this one home? Oh, he's not going to read it. He's going to walk straight into it if he goes out that door frame. Bakizi goes back for the bomb.
Sneaky, sneaky.
This is going to cause the rotation from Solyara to spawn. Not going to move until that bomb gets planted and picked up. Come on, Bakizi, you have to do something crazy here. You can't just pick and plant because you're giving him too much time. 12 seconds on the clock. Bakizi is going to get behind cover and is going to push the pressure plant. Fakes it. Has enough time to check. Doesn't have enough time now and has to commit. Steps up and has to get this kill. The double bait out of Solyara is too good. They do not over-aggressively challenge, and Bakizi is left in a tough spot by some great composure in the clutch.
Waiting for that.
Oh, man. This might be it for Oil Rig. Tarkov Help move to match point. This looked like a much better response from them on Fort, but short of some Solyara spice, it's been delayed. A double kill from the grenade over spawn, and then a good hold in the end in the 1v1 finds Oil Rig with 4 chances to be knocked out of the tournament. Tarkov Help with 4 chances to rise to that grand final spot.
Smoke were working initially, but it seems they've backed off because Tarkov Help did show that they were able to work around that. Although Bakizi take down resist, and vice versa, lots of trading happening right now, making it very evenly keeled. Tarkov Help wins this round, they will take the second match.
Oh boy, and it's going to be down to one player. It's going to have to be Magic from Codex in the 1 versus 4, and he's not even going to be able to find the challenge. Solyara says that's enough. Enough is enough. Tarkov help themselves to a step to the final, and that is going to be, again, Tarkov Help have still not dropped a map in the tournament at all, and after an outstanding performance from Oil Rig in the Paravision game and then also against EPA, Oil Rig do finally depart the tournament 2-0 to Tarkov Help. A massive round of applause and a GG's commiserations to the Oil Rig lineup. You did thoroughly entertain us here and the Arena Cup Series too, and thank you for doing so. But Tarkov Help, congratulations. Off you go on to one more challenge to see if you can claim the crown.
What a display of performance from those two teams. I was not expecting it to go like that. Only seeing 2 maps on the first couple matches, and Tarkov Help, like you said, will be playing tomorrow. So if we've got any Tarkov Help fans in the chat, make sure to be here for tomorrow. Make sure to be cheering your team on. Proud of them for what they were able to perform today. Showing some of those highlights right now. Just some unbelievable plays and really like well balanced with Tarkov Help this time around. We saw some crazy performances from Unknown, of course, in day 5, but we didn't get, you know, a lot of that. A lot of even keeled performances. Everybody being on top.
They saw in the first highlight there, that one team kill that came through from Oil Rig being forced out by Tarkov Help, just being so damn hard to remove from the positioning. You have one member of Resist having to be swung by 2 or 3 members from that middle section because they're just so hard to kill. And I mean, even there we see grenades coming out to the fruition of Oil Rig as that ace again displays that even in the 2-0 defeat, that ace is more than ready to stand up and perform again. As the Oil Rig lineup, the MVP of the tournament for this team for me, although multiple players have made more of a standout performance in fits and bursts, that ace has been the most consistent member on that lineup all tournament long and should be extremely proud of their performance throughout this. A massive shout out to the Oil Rig team and to Bakizi, the cookbook master himself. We will look forward to seeing you guys back again in another tournament. But that's enough of the Oil Rig oiling up for now. Enough sliding into those DMs and buttering them up for fun. It's Tarkov Help all the way home, baby. And 2-0 is going to be their lineup from quarters to semis and all the way into the final. So now Tarkov Help will find themselves standing in that first spot. Game number 2 of the day is going to decide who gets to challenge Tarkov Help for the Arena Cup Series 2 title and one of those amazing Gigabyte monitors each for the first place prize winners, as well as 8,000 euros worth of money in the prize pool. Virtus.pro coming up next versus 5 Giants. And ladies and gentlemen, before we crack on into that match, we should make a massive shout out and thank you to our sponsors in Gigabyte Aorus, joined up here with Battlestate Games and Hunt Premier to bring you this amazing action. The Gigabyte Aorus monitor has been talking about itself in all of the reviews and ratings. Everybody on the internet right now is screaming out about how good their products are, and this is the reason why. The M27QA monitor can be seen in that sleek black or in that ice white featured version, both to make an aesthetic improvement to your setup on your PC table, as well as that 130% sRGB color saturation, a 1ms response time, 2560 1440 QHD true resolution, and a 180 Hz refresh rate, all inside of that wonderful window in front of your eyes right now, ladies and gentlemen. Being given out through raffles through the entire tournament, and everybody in first place gets to claim one of those 2 monitors for themselves. What more could you possibly want from an amazing sponsor? A thank you and an 07 to the Gigabyte Aorus squad. We salute you and respect your commitment every time. Thank you for joining us again. Taze, have you enjoyed the action so far today?
Yes, I have. And it does look like we actually are going to go away with the giveaway here. Before we take a little bit of a break, we are going to be doing a giveaway, I believe, with Gigabyte, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, spot on, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, guys and girls, and anybody of all labels, get yourselves into the chat because this is the big one, all right? Semi-finals day, we're going to do the giveaway and then we're going to break for 20 minutes. There will be 2 winners. There are terms and conditions. You must be from the EU or CIS region for you to be able to claim your prize. 2. That is right, not 1, but 2 monitors being given away in this 20-minute break. So, ladies and gentlemen, capital GIGABYTE gets you entered into the giveaway. We will be leaving you guys to get some refreshments, snacks, and seatbelts to lock in for our second semi-final of the day. Do not go away. You do not want to miss the second semi-final as 5 Giants look to try and upset the tournament favorites in Virtus.pro. We will be back in 20 minutes. See you soon.
MCs ready.
Bears ready.
Bears ready.
Infects ready.
Blue team. Red team.
Loading in.
Gear up. Loading in.
Prepare to escape.
Prepare to escape.
Prepare to escape.
Prepare for the arena. Prepare for the arena.
Versus blue, we are coming for you. You gotta move fast, or you gotta finish last. We are gladiators, you better appreciate us. Hear them cheer. Welcome to arena. 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 Prepare for the fight and show no fear. It's countdown time. Prepare for the arena. We are gladiators. We are dark fighters. Prepare to escape. We will complete. We are gladiators. We are dark fighters. Prepare to escape. We will be liberators. Welcome to arena.
The arena.
Welcome to arena. Welcome to arena.
Prepare for the arena.
We are gladiators. We are dark fighters. Prepare to escape. We will become great. We are gladiators. We are dark fighters. Prepare to escape. We will be liberators.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are back. And with that, we're going to be rocking on into our second semi-final of the day. And as you saw, both myself and Taze, in that beautiful break there, have been able to gather ourselves and recuperate our efforts to be ready to bring to you what could be another explosive game. Because we have got for you, now back in the Arena Cup Series 2 in our second semi-final best of 3, Virtus Pro taking on the 5 Giants, who have seemed to be 5 titans, 5 gods, 5 legends, it seems, to rise from the bottom half of the Swiss bracket all the way back into the qualifiers, and then to perform outstandingly into a super strong Chimera lineup who hadn't seen a map loss until yesterday, seeing themselves being knocked out. So 5 Giants really have everything to play for here. And after we saw a beautiful interview with the members of the 5 Giants lineup yesterday, we had Cause Disabler, who was doing some of that destructive damage, making the point that their highlights of the tournament so far was when their teammates had made mistakes. And that kind of entertainment and enjoyment just shows the positivity within the 5 Giants camp. And it speaks a lot to the environment. We hear a lot, Taze, right, about ruthless scenes, about competitive players getting hot-headed and arguments happening in camp. Well, personally, as a coach and somebody who likes to sort of work on the mental side of the players coming into this arena scene, I am a very positive thinker, and I believe in that positive mental attitude, bringing an environment that is way better for players to develop in than that ruthless chaos of competitivity. So for me to hear that the 5 Giants roster right now is comfortable in themselves in the boot camp, they have a good structure around them and that they're all on a good wavelength together, that shows that their synergy has been so strong and is a good reason as to why these players are performing outstandingly time in and time out, again and again, when they are being called upon to clutch up when they're down in the dirt. 5 Giants have not had a smooth road here. It has been tough tests every step of the way, and they have had to overcome that adversity every single time. To be able to do that without the concern that you're going to be nitpicking at each other's mistakes in the background, it makes it so much easier to be able to focus on the task at hand and really bring a strategy to bear that can upset some of these top teams. That being said, it's the top team, arguably. You're going to be having to take out the top team in the perspective of everybody else around you. This is not us casters that spend time with paper and analytics. This is the real players, the people that day in, day out fight this team, that say they are tough even to scrim. It's even a concept to reach out to them and say, hey, we'd like to scrim, because they know the formidable opponent they are reaching out to. So there is a reason this Virtus Pro lineup is professed to be one of the strongest teams out there to compete with, and the reason why 5 Giants have, as said, potentially the biggest task of the whole tournament ahead of them today. Not to say that, you know, Tarkov Help aren't going to be a challenge for them in the final should they make it there, but Virtus Pro, I mean, arguably could be seen to be equally as good as Tarkov Help, if not stronger.
Wow. That's a lot to be said about both of these teams. I did want to really quick, I didn't want to interrupt, but give last call for the giveaway. We are not exclamation point, all capitals, excuse me, Gigabyte, for this particular next little bit. And then it's a giveaway for some of these monitors from Gigabyte that we've been sponsored by. So lovely.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So, last call, Gates Gigabyte, for one of those 2 monitors that are currently up for grabs. Capital Gigabyte. 10 seconds left on the clock before we close that giveaway. But no more entries, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you have thrown your 2 pence into the pouch, because we have seen people win these monitors all weekend long, both this weekend and last weekend. So if you want your chance to claim the prize, Gigabyte, and I believe that would be the 10 seconds now coming to a close. So ladies and gentlemen, we will be looking forward to getting those drawn out shortly. Glad to see again everybody here in the chat rising out in strength, coming out to support the performance from these players and the teams that you want to see succeed, and give yourselves a big shout out and a pat on the back for that, because the support has been phenomenal through the entire Arena Cup series. We always say chats are out here on top, performing and popping off the best out of everyone, right, Taze?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. And as we get to talking, we are just waiting for the game to be underway again, figure out what map we're playing, figure out what these two teams are going to be looking like. So thank you guys for sticking with us as everything gets set up on the back end, as it always does. I honestly don't know what to expect. Crack just gave us a wonderful kind of recap of what's been going on, what we've been seeing. For a lot of us, or a lot of you coming in blind, we are just going to be shocked and surprised. Last match with Tarkov Help and Oil Rig went a little bit quicker than I expected. So I don't know if this is going to be, a 2 sweep, or if we're going to see a little bit more back and forth between these two teams. Very interesting to find out. And we got to see the new map, which is really exciting because I don't think you guys have gotten a lot of that yet. So heck yeah to that.
Yeah, that's always grateful to be joined with the help to host. This is a 2-part piece on the casting desk. There's no one person stands strong. We stand together united in the forces of Yappage and being able to present a beautiful performance for the guys at home. But nonetheless, as some of you may have been, like Tay said, metaphorically smoked off with the new changes to this wonderful entertainment beforehand, I shall be here standing ready to call for duty, to provide you guys with the information, to bring you up to date, just in case you happen to miss anything going on throughout this amazing Arena Cup Series 2 up till now. And if that is the case, and my yappage is not enough to fill you in on all the information you're interested in, then you should take yourselves to the website. It's arena.tarkov.com/esports/Arena Cup Series. That website there brought, again, a great improvement by Battlestate Games, alongside those mini-maps we're getting to use in-game whilst commentating, will allow you to check out the scores, the stats, the totals, the schedule, the brackets, the prize pools, the sponsors, and everybody else participating in each of the lineups within the teams, the players, and the team names for the entire Arena Cup Series, from qualifiers all the way through to the playoff section that we're into now. We are into our second semi-final of the day, speaking of which, on screen is the 2 teams are going to be playing up against each other, Virtus Pro, and the 5 Giants going to be taking off in our next best of 3. The lineup for Virtus Pro comes in with Magic, that first blood demon they have been throughout the entirety of the tournament, Rask, Hard, and FMX, seemingly to be the 3 unstoppable forces that will slay out in every game when called upon in the entry frag action, and then backed up by the Clutch King themselves, Andreezy, who has seen many a time 1v2, 1v3 as their member to stand up strong in those kind of performances. Today, Virtus Pro are going to have the challenge of 5 Giants standing up against them. Sylvander is going to be trying to knock Magic off of their spot as the first Blood King from being able to claim themselves many an opening kill to leverage a 5 Giants advantage in the majority of the games they've played. Warmin, Cursed, and Cords Disabler have all performed ridiculously. Cords Disabler has disabled my proverbial power cord to the voice box on multiple occasions and had me stumbling for words from how disgusting the triple kills that they have pulled off have been. And then to nail that all down, Andreezy's going to have one heck of a challenge going up against Pomani to try and fight for that Clutch King crown. And at the end of the day, when both teams are settled and all is said and done, we're also going to find ourselves 2 Gigabyte monitor winners. Ladies and gentlemen,
there we go.
Congratulations in the chat going to bin_lagging. So if your name is at bin_lagging, if you've been lagging, then brother, you ain't been lagging on this competition. Exclamation mark claim from bin lagging to claim the first monitor. And then the second congratulation is going to go out to a Strosstupen. You also have been successful in the Arena Monitor raffle. Get yourselves an exclamation mark claim in the chat. Reach out to Apple in a whisper on Twitch to claim those monitors. So final congratulations and a shout out to at Bin Laggin and Strosstrupen for victory within the raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, we will call that out throughout the rest of the broadcast at intermittent periods. So please make sure you do reach out to claim these monitors. As mentioned, if you do not claim your monitor, they will get re-rolled and somebody else will be able to have their chance again to get their hands on one of these monitors. 2 this time being given away. 2 fat monitors. Bin Laggin and Strosstrupen, please reach out to Apple and claim your prizes.
Absolutely. Congratulations, everyone. Gigabyte we're so thankful for them to be sponsoring and for promoting all these giveaways with us. So we hope that you guys enjoy what you got. All right, we're here with the maps. We've got the one banned. We're not going Bull, but we will be seeing Skybridge, which we haven't seen yet today. Skybridge was banned by the last 2 teams that we had participating. Skybridge to Bay 5, and then if we are able to see that 3rd game, it'll be played at the new map Fort. So lots of excitement to be had, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see Skybridge because we haven't yet. So,
Well, I will say one thing: the Five Giants have played a fair bit of Skybridge over the last couple of games that they've played, and they've really enjoyed being there. They've looked very good on Skybridge, and one of the most convincing matches they had into the Chimera lineup was on that Skybridge map, which really did just start the momentum going when it came to them being able to turn around that quarterfinal match. So if Five Giants are going to look to sort of reproduce the same sort of skill today, they're going to need to start strong. I don't see a Five Giants reverse sweep like we did yesterday. I think if Five Giants have a chance to try and take home a clutch victory in the semi-final, a massive upset into Virtus Pro, they need to take map 1 as their map pick on Skybridge, and then Virtus Pro are going to have to fight back and claim map 2, with Five Giants really needing to slug it out, I think, across all 3 games to actually take this one home. I do not have anywhere near as much doubt from this Five Giants lineup into Virtus Pro today as I did yesterday watching them face Chimera, which is drastically controversial because arguably the disparity today is even more drastic, even if we take into consideration the exceptional Five Giants form.
all right. Well, guys, we are still waiting on everything to get sorted away with the players, so we will continue to do what we do best and keep yapping. Any fan favorites? Or are you staying unbiased right now? Don't want to say. Don't want to curse it.
Look, I have forever been impressed again. Like, Virtus Pro are another team that have been long-standing in the scene and have players that are dominant. And, I mean, we talk about Hard. He is mentioned to be one of the top 3 players in the world right now in the arena scene, if not the best player in the world. And that's part of a stacked 5-man roster from Virtus Pro that all equally could carry similarly heavy accolades. The flip side is Five Giants have not stopped rising to the challenge being put before them. And it's the testament, like I said, to that positive environment around them competitively as they play has seemed to create boon upon boon when things are looking a little bit dicey, and just a Five Giants member individually or as a team, they rise strong, not just a round or 2 of a slight change in tempo, but they then slammed home. I think it was something as strong as like 6 rounds in a row, even 8 rounds in a row into Chimera at one point. And that, I mean, we never saw that coming. So to say that we have absolutely no idea what is going to happen in this match would be accurate, Taze. Like, this could go either way. It depends on whether the Five Giants are able and have enough in the tank after how much they've put out on the table so far to continue lathering this stage with Five Giants domination and strength, or whether Virtus Pro are just going to be the final boss, that one boss that, you know, we've tried for hours and hours and hours against it. You've died over and over again, attempting different approaches. You've locked in the mechanics, and it's just simply skill diff. Like, there just is too big a mountain to climb right now. You're under-leveled, you're under-strengthened versus a team that just seemed to be unstoppable. As mentioned, Virtus Pro have only had one flaw in their performance so far, and it was that match to EPA, which they lost in overtime in a very close match on Fort nonetheless, Taze, in that very volatile environment. So it is, it's a scary concept, isn't it? I mean, they 9-6'd Ad Astra in qualifiers, they 9-5'd Oil Rig in qualifiers, which is a good convincing win into a team that was struggling to begin with, but they then 9-2'd Paravision. I mean, that's obliteration right there.
That is obliteration. I would agree.
And Paravision were reigning champions, previous champions. So that's a phenomenal performance to put into Paravision, and that was the qualifiers alone. We then rock on to their quarterfinal match yesterday, and like I said, there's so much strength in what they did. I mean, the quarterfinal that they played was ridiculous. They absolutely slaughtered their way back into a match that Sicario fought tooth and nail to not be knocked out from. Like, Sicario were so strong in response to the multitude of different approaches that Virtus Pro brought, and adapting quickly enough that Virtus Pro weren't able to take 2-3 rounds worth of advantage off of them from a good play. It was given 1 round, if that, before they started adapting to it. There was a couple of kills from grenades early on utility that stopped the play, and Virtus Pro just adjusted immediately within the play and still made a 3 versus 5 happen, which was very strong. There's a lot to have been said about the Virtus Pro malleability and how well they've weathered the storm of different teams' approaches to this new meta and how well they've thrived through it as well. The one thing that has been slightly more lacking from Virtus Pro than it has from other teams is the utility thriving. We've seen shades of grenades. We've seen bursts of shrapnel once in a while that have claimed some good kills, but we've not seen them time and time again consistently reproduce it like the likes of that ace in the oil rig match that was dropping the grenades 1s, 2s, 3s, doubling down on them. So I wonder if maybe that's where Five Giants can leverage an advantage. They've not seemed to be particularly poor with the utility. They've had a lot of good grenade kills and good grenade trades. They've played exceptionally well at holding the grenade for when the bomb is planted on site to be able to counter that bomb plant, to throw the grenade off to clear the site as the bomb is being planted. So one of the approaches I favor. I like not wasting the utility early. I like not rolling the dice on whether you claim that kill, and then just being able to cancel the defuse, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, we will see in just moments. I'm getting very excited, you guys. The second match of the semifinals, whoever wins this will be going against Tarkov Help tomorrow to play in the finals, and we're going to see it all play out.
I'm thinking whether the chat's going to side with either team. I'm really, really curious, actually, to see who people think is going to win this. I'm wondering, is it potentially possible, whilst we wind on into the game, if there's one of the Twitch mods available, could we potentially throw up a poll to see what the chat's saying in regards to who they think is going to win this? Could we get some insight into the brains in the chat, the wisdom and the wealth of the thousands of heads that are sitting there watching this amazing action? And whilst we do, we'll shout out a thank you to everybody that works on this wonderful action. So as everybody is cooking up their part in this production to get us into the game, including the background producers that don't necessarily normally get as much praise as they do deserve, we will give a shout out to Garfield, Apple, and all the guys that are working in the background from Battlestate Games for doing their hardest to help bring this production to the front. It's a phenomenal time working for you guys. We appreciate it tenfold, and we look forward to more in the future, of course. The guys in the chat, you guys are always on top. Like we said, you bring the hype, you bring the entertainment, and it has been absolutely fire within the chat right now. Okay, you guys have been just as attentive as we have. You have bared with through the pauses, through the time and the breaks. You've endured our mountains of pancake waffle. Okay, you have stuck with us through the whole thing, and we appreciate you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the badge rolls over, what we're going to show you on screen is all of those teams that took part in this Arena Cup series. And this just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, how far it's come since the previous event. Remember, in the previous event, this sliding bar on screen was just one line, okay? When I say just one line, it was just one line of teams, 8 teams that took part, just a knockout stages from 8 teams in total, okay? This time around, there are 2 sliding bars full of teams, 16 phenomenal competitors that rose to the stage and tried to challenge each other for the title of Arena Cup Series Champions number 2. In an unbelievable turn of events, we saw our last year's Arena Cup Series original, the first ever champions, Paravision, being knocked out before the knockout stages. Didn't even make it out of qualifiers. That's when we knew we were going to be in for a treat. And I am super excited and grateful to be able to come and join you guys back here for the Arena Cup Series 2 to cast this amazing action, because boy, oh boy, in just 1 year has it developed into something amazing, and there's much more to come.
Thank you guys so much for still hanging tight. Yes, the giveaway did end. Drops are still on. Make sure to check your progress and have them working. A lot of comments in chat. Sorry, guys, my glasses were messed up, but I was trying to give them a good clean while Cracked was taking it away with all of the commentary, and I appreciate him so much. I am still extremely excited and interested. I just need to be able to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Your glasses might be fogged up by glazing over Taze over here, yeah, but I need my Taze's eyes ready and working so she can help carry this wonderful gameplay. So we're gonna back that one. See people coming in with the thumbs up. It's so good. I love the banter in the chat. You guys have been fire all the way through this event. It's great work. Honestly, 10 out of 10 chat. W chat right now. Hey, there's another, there you go, another one of the crazy casters that rocks on in to help us bring this amazing entertainment to you. Shout out to Blue. We dropped by the Blue stream last night. I hope you had a good stream yesterday, Blue. Hope that was phenomenal after we got to swing by from the Arena Cup series. Great that we could drop in and see some of that gameplay. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys hanging in here, bearing with us. We are not going to be long away from our second semi-final of the day, where Virtus.pro are going to try and knock 5 Giants out of the standings for their chance to take on Tarkov Help in tomorrow's final. Unbelievable set of games, a great set of games in the first 2 from the day. Unfortunately, Oil Rig did depart after a great resurgence from the bottom of the Swiss bracket section.
Absolutely. And we are going to take a 7-minute break because we are having some challenges getting the teams in. We'll be right back with all the action. Thank you guys for sticking it out. We appreciate you.
Hello,
All right.
welcome back.
We're back. We're back
We made
here
it.
to bring you the games. We're almost ready. And my glasses are clean now. Thanks, chat. Figured it out.
Yeah, look, folks, you can see that beautiful gigabyte monitor in front of Taze clearly in the reflection of the glasses. That's it. And the beautiful face to go with it there, Taze, popping that one up on the shelf for everybody to see at home. Love it. Doesn't quite work the same when I do it. You just get a bit of a view of the beard. It's not quite the same effect, Taze. Can't have to steal that one away from you there. Unfortunately, wisdom is the only wealth that I'm going to be bringing to the table today. However, we are going to see a load of wealth brought to the table from 10 phenomenal players in a very short while. We're going to see Virtus.pro taking on that Five Giants lineup in our second semi-final of the day, and it is set to potentially be another one of the big upsets that's gone in the tournament. I keep sort of attesting to maybe the biggest upset that one could be, but we're seeing so many of them that now it's like either you're going to perform to what you should be performing to and you're going to claim your victory strongly and confidently, or you're going to get beaten being caught off guard, which has seemed to be quite consistent from some of these underdog teams that are more than ready to turn up.
Absolutely. Like I said, I think I said this earlier, I don't know what to expect. I'm excited. I am going into this unbiased and just ready to see how it goes, see how they play Skybridge, because like we said, we haven't seen Skybridge yet today. So what's the strats? What's going to happen?
I was going to say, I'm curious to see actually, to remind myself of the map picks. Not just that, but what? I don't know whether I favor either team on Skybridge. It's okay. In my mind, it's really all about how well practiced the smoke play has been in preparation when it comes to attacking and defending, because we've both seen strong defensive use of smokes that have just completely thrown teams off the tempo.
Oh, absolutely. Rightfully so. They're very disorienting.
And we've also seen players rush so quickly onto sites and aggression on the attacking side that the smoke hasn't had time to be relevant. Like sometimes even 2, 3, 4 members are through the smoke as the smoke is going off before it's even got chance to cut off the vision. And that has looked scary, especially as the defending team, because it's looked strong.
Definitely. And it appears that we are going to be loading in and seeing the action in just seconds, seeing how these smoke grenades, these grenades in general play out, these gunners, right? What guns are we going to be using? What are we going to be maining? How are we going to approach these long angles, long lanes, I should say, on Skybridge? A little bit more distance that can happen there, and we can definitely see some different weapons also being used. So that will be
a little bit of information for the guys at home, a little bit more depth into the map picks here. So the coin toss left Virtus.pro banning the first map, which leaves Five Giant picking the first map played. So Virtus.pro has banned Bol. Five Giants has then picked Skybridge as the map. Virtus.pro has picked defense on Skybridge. So Five Giants will start attacking for that first map. Then Virtus.pro have picked Bay 5, and Giants have chosen to defend for the second map of the semi-final. If we go to the decider of Fort, Five Giants has been chosen to pick whether they attack or defend, and therefore Five Giants have chosen to go on the defense. But we'll talk about that game 3 should we get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Second semi-final of the day, Arena Cup Series 2, Electric Boogaloo. We are here, semi-final action. Virtus.pro versus Five Giants, and hard. Oh boy, it shows us just how hard the challenge is going to have to be from Five Giants to stand up against this lineup. Pamani eats a nade, and the Apple accesses them only the sit-out section until the second round comes swinging on in. Speaking of swinging on in, Hard's about to swing into 3 members of Five Giants if he aggressively pushes into Sandwich. Never mind, Slavanda jumps across the gap. Rask finds Kirst instead, the other side of the action, and that's going to be 2 down. Never mind, FMX makes me a liar, and there goes the third. Warmin wailing as he falls over. The 2 members strong FMX finds Cords Disabler and Slavanda to finish the triple kill, and FMX might have been the 3rd player to the action, but he claims himself 3 players for being late.
You got to get your gills out for that one. That was a very quick to happen throwdown, showdown, all the downs.
Yeah, speaking of all the downs, all Five Giants were downed in the first round. David, stronger than Goliath in the opening round here, seeming like Virtus.pro might just be here for the no-nonsense business that we might have expected. There is the potential scenario, ladies and gentlemen, where regardless of how strong the 5 Giants turn up today, that Virtus.pro are just that darn good, and that they might just slam their way straight on through to this final. And Dreezy is all the way through bench position. Cause Disabler with a good jump info peek, actually, is going to call him out. And then Sylvander's going to have to deal with him, and he does. There's Sylvander, the first Blood King, stepping up for their team. That's one down in the dirt for Virtus.pro. And 5 Giants are starting to show some form of resistance. Smoke out towards Sandwich. Sylvander and Kirsten now segmented off from that side of the map, and will have to swing strong from where they've gained the advantage near bench, with that one body laying in front of the player on board with their swap to FMX. And Rask gives us a bit of information as to where Virtus.pro have sightlines right now, and the second smoke is going to cut off Rask. This is going to allow access to the A point, and this is some of the smoke play that we talked about. There are going to be 3 members strong, and the best way to push through this is to sort of riskily challenge. Warmin finds FMX on one of those risky challenges, is caught reloading by Hard, but Cause Disabler picks up Rask. Hard is still pre-firing that angle and is going to find the shots onto Warmin. Warmin absorbs like the warrior that they are and eats the bullets for breakfast, claims the point, pressure, plants the bomb, and we're going to have 1 member left in Magic to try and create something amazing, and he's going to step into the 1 member of 5 Giants that has been part of the reason we're here, and it's Cause Disabler and Taze. We have a game on our hands today. Oh boy,
There
oh
we go.
boy.
1v1.
Oh, I'm excited now. This is set to be an absolute banger. Come on, 5 Giants, take us to 3. I don't care who wins. I just want to see this go all the way. This has been such a phenomenal performance from 5 Giants throughout the Arena Cup series, and I am elated to see them rise again to the challenge.
Here we go. Getting in their positions. Always so popular on this side.
Now, I do worry, though, that this motivates the Virtus.pro. And are we going to see Skybridge round 3 be Virtus.pro for free? As we see, never mind, the response from 5 Giants is good. A grenade and 2 quick kills claims 3 of the Virtus.pro lineup. That's Cursed, Warmin, and Cause Disabler being left alive versus Magic and Hard to claim round number 3 as they put their stamp onto the early opener in Skybridge. Magic is going to go down to the B site from connecting stairs jungle to check that the rotation doesn't come in. In fact, actually, is this an attempt at a flank, or is Magic playing sneaky business? Magic,
I don't know.
you're kidding. This Magic has like somehow read the play in advance and is playing all the audio. Oh no, they've made a genius play. So they're playing both points with 2 members left. As soon as this information is going to be got, he's going to peek, claim 1 and step away. Magic for the first kill is flawless in the execution so far,
2v2.
reducing it to exactly the 2v2 Taze. And look at the rotation in Heaven. Player versus player. First challenge on the top of Heaven. There's a challenge on top of the point as well. Kirst is playing the dirty angle on the side. Hard reads him though. Gonna spray into the scenery. Doesn't find anything through the barrier. The barricade. Kirst is the last man standing on Heaven, and he is gonna rise to the top. Now the bomb's going the other way. He's gone all the way back round. 33 seconds, and Magic's gonna try and cut him off.
He's gonna pinch him.
Oh,
Quite a
terror.
Smart move with Magic. Unless he knows he's there, he's kind of suspect. And it goes down. Bomb's gonna go down there as well. This gives Magic a really nice advantage to be able to watch that bomb.
15 seconds left on the clock, and that's it. Magic.
Wow.
Magic.
That he's got the magic in him.
So lyrical genius, and you're absolutely right. The magic in him is unbelievable. Reading the play before the 5 Giants have decided to rotate, before 5 Giants have even made the decision to start grouping and moving the bomb. Magic gets the call from Hard. This could go the other way. If you rotate now, there's a chance. There is an opening for us to take back the advantage where we are down the numbers, and it's flawless execution from Magic. Steps into the strength of Cause Disabler and disables a numbers advantage into it. And 2v2, they just close it out clean. Virtus.pro showing us exactly why they are one of the best, if not the best team in the scene right now. Hard is going to find Sylvander through the elbow, the teammate. Unbelievable.
Surprised that wasn't a TK there, but pretty effortlessly done.
Oh my, Andrees is going to win this as well. Swing is strong. Warmin takes one onto Rask. Warmin does find Andrees reversed. FMX takes Warmin after the 2, shuts that down. Kirst finds FMX on the back of that to trade the extended duel out to a 2-2 left standing. Magic, Hard, again, left alive at the end of the round. This time it's on Pomani and Kirst to do something different. Bomb is in an awkward spot. This is okay. Kirst is going to get across the angle and claim it. I'm going to say you don't want to give, especially not the player sat right there in the name of Hard. You do not want to give them a second chance to shoot you in the face. Magic is going to be toyed with by Kirst as he jiggle peeks this corner by the elevator position. Smoke grenade's going to come out. Oh, wow. This is a really late use to... Where have these been all around? We've got 40 seconds left and there's 2 smokes coming in. This is
They're
great.
saving him.
Because now Hard is forced to have to push through the smoke, or the two of them are going to have to challenge together. Kirst can spray and just take the bomb onto site. They can walk in for free now. Short of Magic pushing in aggressively like this. That's going to give challenge from Kirst. Kirst gets one. Magic gets Kirst back. Where is the final remaining member? Where is Pomani? On site. Bomb is picked up. Bomb is attempting to be planted. Pomani's going to step out and swing with Magic!
Wow, Magic is just taking this and running with it.
Well, I don't know what to say. It seems like Andreezy and Magic have swapped places for today. Magic is deciding that his life is the most valuable thing in the game, not the opening frag, but being the person to claim the last frags. And, well, seems like the adjustment they've made is merely more power to what was already a ridiculous Virtus.pro 5. 3 rounds to their advantage on the defending side. 5 Giants have claimed themselves around and have looked very good in the open to mid section of the round, but closing the rounds out so far have been more clinically executed by the Virtus.pro team. Magic again is going to claim another kill onto Kirst, who has been so strong in some of these plays. Now, the Virtus.pro lineup are stacking very heavy towards the B side. Actually, 5 Giants have somehow managed to stretch the defense of Virtus.pro, even as confidence steps here. Although if Hard steps out of that train at the right angle and spots Pomani's going to find themselves in a tough position. Here goes the bomb. Here comes the boom. Smoke gets thrown down lane 1 to really bait the play out onto this B site, and then the bomb steps into the awaiting arms of Rask as the discipline of a top-tier team does not allow the entirety of the team to be swayed by any form of information, well baited or not. Cords Disable is somehow going to work a miracle and pick that bomb up in the front of Rask there. Open awaiting arms, not strong enough for 2 until the second challenge, as he does then claim the second member. 2 kills in the life of Rask as 2 members step up behind Pomani and Sylvander and find them wanting. Andreezy does kill Rask with a team kill, but that's only after everybody else on the 5 Giants side is down, as they don't have any members to kill themselves, so they start to turn to their teammates. Unreal.
Oh my gosh. 4v1. Insane. Virtus.pro can't be stopped right now, and really, Magic can't be stopped right now.
The only shocking thing that I find with the fact that Magic has 3 7s in his name is that there is not 3 3s in the scorelines, those 2 most commonly being sought out as the magic number. Speaking of which, FMX still have a little bit of magic of their own as they slam both Sylvander and Pomani. Oh my days. There's Andreezy for 1 as well in the background. Hard is going to step towards the... Never mind. Never mind.
It's over.
Okay. 5 Giants, I'm going to hope, are taking a couple of rounds to mentally reset. Just to step back, let the Virtus.pro have a couple of ones for free whilst they figure out what the approach is back to taking this game back. Because some of that early momentum that they had created and the great response in the round 2 to pulling back 1-1 seems to have gone to the wayside now. A slight bit of a lack of discipline and locking it in, causing a few members to be caught jumping across angles that maybe realistically they know will be challenged quite consistently from this exceptional side. So an adjustment required from 5 Giants if they're to fight back into this semi-final. I mean, one of the adjustments you'd like to make is to not have Rask pick off at least 2 of your members early on in the beginning of the round, and that is something that has been adjusted to. 5 Giants do not over-aggressively push into Sandwich. Yes, they may have given up a bit of room, but they have kept all the members alive, and that's going to open up to what we've seen Sylvander do best. First blood kill from Sylvander. Hard, then accidentally team kills Rask as he tries to refrag. The first frag ends up refragging his friend, and that finds himself with a friendship flag on the play.
Friendship flag.
Bonk, Sylvander for 1. Hard finds the only thing elsewise harder than himself in the environment, and that's a hard floor. FMX flattens Warman. That's going to be 1 down for the side of Virtus.pro to their favor, but only 2 members left standing. Magic, FMX, last left alive.
Though. We've seen them perform already in these first 5 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to pull this off. Oh, but Pomani is able to take FMX down, leaving just Magic with a 3v1.
It is a crazy situation right now that leads to a 5 Giants victory, and that was the response we were looking for. It might not be round for round level pegging, but you cannot count this 5 Giants lineup out until the match is said and done, until the other team has claimed 9 rounds from these 5 Giants, because they have swung back strong time and time again, and it only takes one member on this lineup to just spark a little bit of starlight and stardust into the play to invigorate the entire lineup to some success. So I'm going to be looking to Magic. It's been Magic, and it's been all Magic to make the difference for Virtus.pro so far. Not that the other players haven't been phenomenal, but it's been the standout performance. Are we going to see 5 Giants shut them down again?
I'm just letting it all play out. FG or 5G, excuse me. I'm looking at FMX and I'm getting all my letters and numbers confused. 5G's got a little bit of an advantage right now, but FMX and Magic are not going down without a fight, as we've seen again in all of these rounds. Smokes are being very much utilized. Going through it.
6-2. Virtus.pro claim one back. Another strong round from Virtus.pro as we go into the side swap. Now, Skybridge definitely is a lot more difficult to attack with the way that these defensive smokes can come in and how aggressive you can be on the defense. You see that being displayed here flawlessly in the highlights from FMX. The 3 letters in their name seeming to be the minimum of the 3 kills that they look to claim in every round that they get into the gunfight in. The only thing seeming to be stopping FMX in every game we've seen the perform in so far in taking those kind of kills is either their team either killing all the people in front of them first, or finding themselves falling down to a flawless approach from a well-structured team attempt. So, FMX hard, Pomani, Warmin, Sylvander cursed, Magic, Andreezy, Rask, everybody at the moment all putting their names out on the table. Not a single player on either of the teams, when I'm looking across the kill feeds, that's really not had that strong a performance. Pomani, the lowest kill counter on 2, but with 4 assists there, puts them in with 6 of the plays, says that they're just not getting the final blow, but they are 100% participating in this and pulling their weight as well. It is going to be a combined team effort required to take down Virtus.pro, and it is going to be a combined team effort from Virtus.pro to defy 5 Giants that access. Warmin currently close in this rat spot here. Magic is going to work their way towards Warmin. We've seen Magic work out of VIP very well, and as they wait for the step from Warmin, he tanks the abuse. Sylvander is down, Pomani is down, and that's going to be hard claiming one. Warmin is going to return hard back to where he came from, but FMX then sees the gap to step out into Warmin and trades that one back out. The bomb is collected from the Virtus.pro side and is going to work towards this A point. Shots from jungle find no home. Curse finds Rask with the bomb, and Dreezy finds Curse. The Magic finds Cords Disabler, and that claims Virtus.pro the round.
You said it. You said it best. Another very quickly played few breaths. I thought Skybridge would be a little slower. I'm not going to lie to you. And we haven't had much time to breathe.
It has 2 ways of being played, just like the smokes do, where this pace gets shifted back and forth. It does feel like the bomb either gets to the site quickly and gets planted, and then the attacking team have a good favor, or it feels like the defense floods over the point before they get a chance to capture it early, and then the defending team seem to be in a stronger position. But notice the 5 Giants are not seeming to want to challenge through that sandwich gap, not as aggressively as Virtus.pro were, and notice Virtus.pro are not giving them the free challenge without having to push through sandwich, which is making the difference so far. This gap here being covered by 4 players as each player jumps across the angle to gain info. Warman's going to duck down as Rask's going to try and jump shot him over the box. He does claim the kill, but Pomani trades it back from the VIP location. Pomani then swings onto Rask, from Rask to FMX, and Dreezy's going to kill someone. Sylvander takes one, and Dreezy takes the second. Hard kills Sylvander on the back, and everybody's been knocked over except from Cords Disabler and Dreezy and Hard. So quick it goes down, and so does the bomb. This is going to cause Cords Disabler to be stuck in a 1v2 retake with Andreezy being caught in KFC. He's not aware. Cords Disabler finds the first one for free. It's a good positioning, but now the information is called out to Hard. It is a 1 versus 1. Hard is not going to give him anything here. There's 28 seconds left on the clock for Cords to have to make this work. All he's going to do is cover off the information from where Cords is coming from. Cords checks rat, position, and the timing is good for Cords, though. If Hard had peaked at that point in time as he's checking his right-hand side, Cords is a tough spot. He's going to go towards VIP, come out of VIP and engage the initial challenge with 13 seconds left on the clock. All Hard has to do is not die. He's going to say to him, come here, boy. A little bit of a hand gesture and a hot topic and a hot take from Hard.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, he knows the time is out. Come here, boy.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Insane. I was not expecting a little bit of that to happen, I'm not gonna lie.
I do like the banter, but he might regret that later on. Wouldn't that be the tell of the tides? Not the round difference, not the aggression, the power, and the perfect play from Virtus Pro, but a simple hand gesture that incites fire in the heat into the Five Giants lineup and causes them to come back. Ooh, boy, oh boy. Hard, you better be able to follow that up with some destruction, my friend. Rask onto Pomani. Nobody takes too much damage, both trading an equal amount of health, it seems, as the Enforcer tanks the bullets. Magic finds Slavander. It's been a crucial talking tale of this match, but Magic does find themselves with the back of their head exposed to Curse, and that is going to curse them for the round. One apiece. Flashes go out. Cheese being used. Always good to top up the HP. Andrees is going to try and bait a shot from Cursed. Oh, he baits 2 taps, but doesn't lose any health. Smoke comes out is good. Yup.
Never fails. Wow. Amani with the trade. Gonna create a 2v2 situation real quickly. Those smokes are scary. Oh my gosh, watching them walk through there, they were able to use that to their advantage, but wow. And wow, that it's done. BP takes the first match. I'm speechless.
Virtus Pro. Strength and power. FMX is the MVP with 12 kills and 5 headshots, a much lower headshot rating than normal, which shows you the Five Giants did manage to cause some chaos in the lines of Virtus Pro, but didn't manage to disrupt them enough to take map 1.
Well, remind me where we're going for the second map. We might have it soon on the screen. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we're at...
I believe the ball was banned, so it would be Bay 5. I think you're absolutely spot on, yeah.
Fort would have been the third one. So, Virtus Pro, that's their map pick also in the second match. Going to be an exciting way to see. We're going to check out some of these highlights here as well. Gosh, some really, really mastermind plays from Virtus Pro. I mean, 5G did give it their best effort, I believe. I just don't know if this team is... they might be meant to be in the finals tomorrow, if I'm being blatantly honest. Call it as I see it.
They're not the best team in the world, known by the other teams and potentially the seeding and the standings for nothing, are they? I guess this is exactly what it looks like to put your best efforts up against one of the top tier teams in the standings right now, and to just be shown that there is more. There is a higher skill ceiling to reach up for, and the Five Giants, although defiant and super strong in their response to adversity throughout the Cup Series so far, there is going to be a point where they're going to hit an obstacle that's going to be much tougher to overcome, and this Virtus Pro lineup might just be that challenge that they cannot rise above. That being said, they are going to have another map to be able to challenge the Virtus Pro team to take them to 3. At this point in time, now Five Giants are fighting to stay within this semi-final match. If they drop another map now, Virtus Pro will go to 2-0 in the best of 3 and qualify to go up against Tarkov Help in that grand final. A crazy, crazy performance out of Virtus Pro, given the strength of Five Giants. And that being said, it just testifies that Virtus Pro really have been dominant all the way through. The fact that Sicario took a map off of them in the quarterfinals yesterday, again, says that Sicario have been very strong in their performance. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a quick look again at the map. Picks and bans.
Just I was thinking about, so we are going to Bay 5 next, as we mentioned, and that was Virtus Pro's pick. So typically, if we're picking it, we're owning it, right? 5G was expected to perform on Skybridge, being that is a map that they've been comfortable at, and as Crack said, that they've been excelling at up until this point. But this is the semifinals. One team's got to walk away to play tomorrow, and I don't know. It's a 1-0 lead.
It really does beg to the difference between which team prefers certain things. Does one team prefer picking the map choice, or do they prefer to pick the side on which they play? For example, Five Giants bought Skybridge, and therefore they paid and traded off that Virtus Pro got to pick that they would have to attack first. Five
Yeah.
Giants, we always argue that given an even matchup, that the defending side seems to be slightly more favored. So you would feel that going in as the attacking side on your map choice, you're at a slight disadvantage until you swap halves. So therefore, the common consensus is how much of a buffer can you put behind yourself before you get into your confidence zone to take the game home? And as it turns out, Virtus.pro doing what Virtus.pro does best, and that is on the defending comfort zone, they make sure that they only lose 2 rounds to the attacking side. That then gives them a very wide window to take it home to be able to convert onto that match point like we saw in the 9-2 victory. That being said, now the tables are turned. Bay 5 is a Virtus.pro pick, and Five Giants have opted to also go for safety in that defense starting side. So we're going to look to see Five Giants put out, like they did yesterday, a turnaround performance. And I mean this very seriously. We need to see them absolutely stomp out in the first half of this Bay 5 map. I would even potentially argue that Five Giants might need to go at least 7-1, if not 8-0 on defense, if they are going to be able to get even a round past Virtus.pro's defending team when they swap sides in this second map. It has been phenomenal how consistent Virtus.pro have been at not letting it slide, at not being caught out of position, at not over-aggressing into an angle, and most importantly, not being thrown by a switch-up play. The common pace for the quarterfinals and the semifinals so far is that now that we're out of best of ones, we've got a bit more scope to play a little bit crazy about the approach when we're attacking. We can be a bit more varied. We can be a little bit drastic or extreme in this approach, and we can mix it up a bit. That's led to so many of these different matches that have turned from, well, it looks like an A play, we're going to fake it to the B, to even the extent that we saw the one round the oil rig fell over to their own overcomplication, we'll call it. They keep it simple, silly. Might have come in, the KISS motto that a lot of teachers teach to the kids in school, they say keep it simple for a reason. Don't overcomplicate it if you don't need to. And we saw that not paying off for the favor of oil rig, but it goes to just to argue to the amount of time that these teams are putting in to try and break down the top tier teams. They are looking at things as crazy as how much attention can I draw from one smoke? How many players can I get to rotate off of this B site on Skybridge up the stairs to A from me just jump peeking an angle and telegraphing that I might be reading for info? Not even trading shots, but just if he jumps here and he sees XY player, that's so they can grenade him and move to that point. That means they're coming here. That kind of level of mental gameplay is insane.
It's intense. It's intense. I literally can't imagine being in the position that they are in and making. You have to be so quick with it too. You're not only are you thinking these insane playthroughs in your head, but you have to do it at a very fast pace in order to be at this competitive level. So it looks so easy on this side, but we all know how impressive it is to be on the side that they are and to be performing in the way that they are. You just to have gotten here again on this day is so impressive. So
you're absolutely right. And folks, if any of you at home have not joined us for the earlier segment today, maybe life has been in the way, as we said, that metaphorical new utility of the smoke grenade of life, blinding your vision from being able to join us for the Arena Cup series. Don't worry. Many ways you can catch up. Mini recaps, which I like to try and bring to you guys through the commentary on screen here when you do tune in, as well as being able to check out that amazing website that has been brought to the stage for this tournament and the Arena Cup series on the Battlestate Games behalf. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I have it up on my left pretty much 24/7 throughout the cast because it is so good to rely on when it comes to looking back for further information from previous games. I mean, arena.tarkov.com/esports/Arena Cup series, and you can check out the bracket, the results, the schedule, the rotation, the players, the tournament standings, every single individual match down to how many rounds were won, lost, and what that meant for their qualifications, the teams that qualified at 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, and the teams that were knocked out 0-3, 1-3, and 2-3 going out through the tournament in the Swiss stages alone, respectively. Below that, you can then find the flood out into that playoff brackets that we started off yesterday, and we have traveled through today into our now second semi-final of the day we're alongside. For those of you that weren't able to catch that, yesterday's action was explosive. Tarkov helped beat Arena Misfits to find themselves in the semi-final today versus Oil Rig, who put up an outstanding performance against a team, EPA, that looked like they've been in the best form they've ever been in, and it was a dominant performance from Oil Rig. EPA were not just pipped to the post, they were absolutely shut out of their chances to stand a chance to fight Tarkov Help in the semi-final. That one went before us earlier today, and Tarkov Help took home a very confident 2-0 victory. It wasn't to say that Oil Rig did not show up to play, it was just that Tarkov Help were simply better. Multiple opportunities as Unknown made themselves very well known to the Oil Rig lineup throughout their performance, and that one in the first game too. Then, second half of your bracket, Virtus.pro battled it out dog for dog versus Sicario in a tooth and nail grinder for 2-1 victory to find themselves in the semi-final today, which is the second one which we are featuring right now. Map 1 already being played out. Virtus.pro beat Sicario 2-1 to face off against the 5 Giants, who took home another outstanding upset performance and a reverse sweep in the best of 3 versus Chimera, who also, as well as Tarkov Help, had been the only team unbeaten making it into qualifiers. Now, Chimera knocked out after that unbeaten streak, leads 5 Giants into the gargantuan task, which is taking down this Virtus.pro lineup to even have sight of a spot in the final. Tarkov Help, like we said, have already made their way there. Oil Rig slipped on their own oil on the way to that one today and managed to fall out of the action instead of into that grand final spot. And now, the 5 Giants and Virtus.pro are duking it out, tooth and nail, for their chance to take Tarkov Help on. We've seen Virtus.pro 9-2 strong in match 1 on Skybridge.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going to Bay 5 to decide game number 2. So,
Bay 5.
Virtus.pro, this is series map. 5 Giants, this is save your series map. This is last-ditch effort. You've got to be in this one to win it. If you want to get yourself into that grand final, you need to now be thinking that this is merely a best of 1 twice in a row. You have to win this one, and then you have to win the next game. You can't even be thinking about the next game right now because you've got to get past this first hurdle, which is taking a map off of Virtus.pro. Make those gods bleed. Bring down the immune titans. Show the gaps in the armor. Show that they do have flaws able to be worked around. And if, by somehow, some miracle or myth, if you can find your way through Virtus.pro once, then you double down and do it again.
You can do it again, baby. And here we go. Second map of the second, I don't know, bracket round? I don't know what to call it. We're in the heat of it, guys. We're in the heat of it right now. Again, if Virtus.pro is able to take this, they will be going on tomorrow to play Tarkov Help. So here we go. We're at it.
Oh, hard claim Slavander and one of his teammates with the grenade there. That's an interesting conundrum. Be asking that one questions going on into the final. I'm not sure whether that is a critical mistake or a unfortunate incident of curious events there. Lemony Snicket sneaking the way into the second semi-final of the day, it seems like, as the series of unfortunate events is going to continue as Warman walks up to the bomb on point, gives him a kiss and pops the barrel to the back of the head. One sits down. Hard claims one in response. FMX and Hard are the last 2 demons left alive to challenge the 5 Giants lineup. FMX is going to nearly step into Curse. He is going to step into Curse. Curse claims that one. Goodbye. And the last member left alive is Hard. Cursed is now feeling very, very floppy on the floor, though.
I don't know about you guys, but my eyes are glued to the screen. Only inches away. This is really exciting.
I'm a little curious as to how far Cords Disabler is going to get this flank off. In fact, it doesn't matter. Actually, Hard decides to go with the fake audio and play back to A. But because he gets hesitant and decides to try and go instead of full committing onto the point, he loses the chance for the 1v1. Pamani is going to play on the alley position and wait until Cords Disabler joins. Cords is suddenly flooding his way through that gap position across mid towards the A point. The bomb is going to be planted and Pamani is going to check to see if there's a free kill. Shakes the head, gets over it and actually steps up in time, and that's going to be enough to claim Hard for the kill. Doesn't even wait for Cords Disabler to turn up. Knows that Cords is merely seconds away from joining the action, and Pamani with confidence steps up and claims the kill. Five Giants in the lead.
All right, let's shake it up.
I mean, if you're building this, and we know what we say, for a big mountain task, you take baby steps. If you were ticking points off on the series guide to breaking down this Virtus.pro lineup, claim a round, tick, take the lead, Tick. Next box, maintain that lead. Smoke out. Hell covered. Magic sees people crossing across middle and starts to mush aggressively, actually. We're going to see Virtus Pro take up space in gap. Too strong from the Virtus Pro lineup, working towards forklift. Pomani, as we see on the boxes here in parkour, holding that connector strength, backed up by Kirst inside of connector. Player towards red, jumping away from the grenade. Being thrown from Virtus Pro mid player. Virtus Pro mid player is going to push very quickly down that middle section. Is going to rise to the challenge. Magic is going to take out Warman whilst that's happening. Pomani finds the response onto Magic on the boxes as Rask takes out Kirst. 4 versus 3. 2 versus 1 on this B point right now. We see the rotation coming in as the spectator floods through the angles that are being challenged. Hard finds that one onto Cause Disabler over in the challenge here.
Wow,
Pomani. That's a really good kill actually onto connector. FMX goes down and there's 2 people left together. Pomani, Slavander. The device is going to be planted on this A location and there is a member left in strength, but Rask is defending this rotation and Pomani really needs to check this as to Slavander or they're going to find him more. Oh no, the unfortunate time is Pomani sees the gap to get across. That's difficult now. Pomani knows that the challenge is going to come as well, and now Pomani can take tempo in the fight. Rask is ready for it. Steps. Pomani beats Rask in the duel, brings it back to a 2 versus 2. Oh, Hard steps out of gap at the perfect timing. Finds Pomani on the rotation. Slavander versus Hard. In the 1v1 over the point, Slavander's going to step out to the alley and clear the angles. The more information he gets, the easier this becomes, but no. It's still Hard right there at the end of the round, making everything difficult for 5 Giants. 1 apiece.
Making everything hard, you should have said. Hard making things hard? I don't know.
You have more steel than I do. That's all I'm going to say.
Anyway. 1v1, here we go again.
I can't remember where I feel like I heard that before. I feel like there was a tournament once upon a time, way back in an Arena Cup series where...
I'm having deja vu.
I feel like I've heard this before. And here we go. Oh, Slavander with a big opener grenade onto Hard. That's going to shut them out this round. Magic does find Cords Disabler. Magic finds Slavander. 2 for Magic. And what looked like might have been disaster is going to change a little bit for a second until Warman steps up. Rask then falls over. And Magic for 3. Claims Warman.
Getting that plan? I don't know. They're watching it, but that angle's tough. Is he going to come around and flank him?
And he's going to stand up and Pomani's going to sit down. Oh, boy.
They didn't have that covered. I thought maybe...
Kirst cancels Magic's thoughts of the ace, and Kirst cancels Magic's thoughts of the rounds. There goes Virtus Pro. The device diffusal's gonna come in. 5 Giants gonna take the lead back again.
That's it. Pomani seems to be a very well-skilled player, and I thought that even watching Skybridge had a couple nice plays there. Again, kind of new to the 5G team, some of these names, so really interesting to see them play out today. Pomani is also a very hard name to say fast, so if I butcher it, it's because I'm excited and talking. And here we go, getting out with the bomb. And they are just ready and waiting. Everybody.
Although 4 strong pushing in from the forklift is going to rise to 2-5 Giants finding 2 kills and only 1 member being traded in return. The smokes are going to come out to try and dissuade this initial counterplay that has been very strong. Rask is going to look towards Warman. Rask is going to delete Warman, actually, with good reaction timing as you see them shoulder flicking between connector and that angle towards red, making sure they're checking all the corners. Rask steps in for another one. Pomani claims Rask. FMX claims Pomani on the trade and 1 into Slavander as FMX picks up a quick double kill. 2 versus 1, and this is where Cords Disabler needs to step again. This is what they've done into every other team, is be able to take these kind of rounds home, but he's got 2 of the hardest opponents to have to put it into, FMX and the clutch King and Andreezy. Quieter in that lone position at the end of the round. Now Andreezy so far in this tie. He's going to get himself challenged. Cords baits out the challenge from FMX, and FMX is better in that fight. Doesn't even get given a chance to fight on the point. FMX will not lose.
2v2, closing that gap, but still anyone's game. Very early on, very close. You can tell that 5G has kicked something into gear, or they're feeling more confident on this map. They're waking up. I don't know what to say about it, but they're definitely putting up more of a fight here, or at least it's showing up to be that way on Bay 5 as opposed to Skybridge.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Skybridge being the map that's already been gone down. Think about this as well, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Tay's in the booth next to me. If we do see 5 Giants rise in this one here, we're going to fort, baby. We are going to be going all the way as Magic stops Cords Disabler, and then Rask takes Slavander from being able to say anything about our round number 5. 3 members remaining for the 5 Giants. Push up in aggression. Warman is going to be found by Rask, waiting in the right place for the opportunity. Kirst takes the kill onto Rask, and the bomb is now planted. 45 seconds left to deactivate. All of that action on the front door just causing pressure, and Pamani does the dance in the back corridor. Magic finds Kirsten. Pamani's last left standing in a 1 versus 3. Pamani now going to have access to another weapon, but crucially, not one of those weapons with the better bullets in. SOST firing through the scenery to try and get any information of any bullets connecting with the model there. Pamani is going to have to try and make something insane happen here. Andrezi's in a great position, but the shot from window comes through, and FMX, again, as the first challenge into a retake, will not allow any nonsense to happen whilst he is on guard.
Chad, I think if you blink, you'll miss an entire round. That's what I've discovered.
I feel like sometimes if you blink twice, you'll miss an entire game. It's been so quick. You're 100% right. The pace inside of both teams, not only in this game, but the other semi-final we had today as well, was very quick. And it's been on the other team to be able to weather the pace well. And then when the numbers sort of settle out, to have a numbers advantage that's normally come through. Very rarely in the end of the game have the Clutch Kings come out in the overall tie results. But definitely maybe taking a map or two in surprise going into this. So it just requires composure all the way through. You cannot drop your guard for a second. You cannot give the other team a gap. Speaking of which, Slavander given a gap will slay out.
Magic right on his head through that smoke, but he could not tell, obviously. We have this advantage seeing these outlines, but he could have picked it off right there, and he just didn't know. And instead got picked off himself.
Oh boy, and that is literally a flawless round coming out of the 5 Giants. Not a single member taking more than iota of damage onto those health bars. A minimal punch into the back lines of the 5 Giants team, and that is going to instill some confidence. Pamani having a slightly quieter game in game number 1, now rising to strength 9 kills strong on Bay 5 here, and Cords Disabler, I cannot believe it. Cords Disabler has 2 zeros in the scoreline. What is going on with Cords Disabler? A player that had been absolutely outstandingly performing, allowing his team to maybe provide some support this time around to help carry them through a tough game.
Chad, if you also blink your eyes, you might miss that Apple just dropped a bunch of 3-day keys, and they're probably late to announce it. They might have already been picked up, but go get on that. Type those things in there. Get your keys.
Big shout out and dubs to Battlestate Games again for continuing to be the gift that keeps on giving entertainment, prizes, performance, production, and power in gaming. Unbelievable and much appreciated. As Cords Disabler is going to claim their first kill of the game, we're going to see 2 members knocked over from the 5 Giants and only 1 from the Virtus Pro lineup. But arguably for Cords Disabler, probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest member of the Virtus Pro lineup sitting down. Rask now finds Kirst. That's going to cause issues. Pamani does take out FMX. Pamani gets across the cover and scenery so that they can step in. The control at that point for Pamani is disgusting, as Magic might need to be stolen away from them and given to Pamani for a second, as the hands are casting spells of something incredible here. 2 now. Rask probably going to be the biggest problem to deal with from Pamani's mind, and then Cords Disabler is about somewhere. The bomb is going to challenge from either side. Pamani claims 1. Pamani's just going to be too good. Pamani! What on earth is that? B is now home to Pamani only, ladies and gentlemen, and with 4 phenomenal kills, you will not take my home. This is my domain.
It is now.
Yeah, Pamani
right,
enforcing the Gandalf in us all, Taze, the you shall not pass.
4v3, and we're at it again.
Back at it again with the white vans. Ironically accurate in this map here, 2 white van callouts for those of you at home. Also, the white vans and the wonderful meme that Taze just absolutely delightfully delivered to us all. Speaking of delightful deliveries, Hart's not going to be too pleased with the postal service as Slavander slams him home with a grenade. What is that? Oh boy. Rask finds nobody home in Connector. That's an interesting one. It's going to read a lot into the players. FMX does get a kill onto Warman. Rask is now going to make note to team that Connector has been controlled, which means Pamani's probably playing deep back of sight, and that's because of that information that Rask is going to find great crosshair placement. The off angle from Kirsty is going to claim back control of the territory, though. 2 versus 3, and the bomb is still sitting towards spawn, so this is where things get a bit kooky.
A little bit. I don't think Virtus Pro wants to go down without a pretty solid fight, but they did just go down with the bomb. And never mind, that all happened. Someone got someone in a different part of the map, and I'm sat here flabbergasted, to say the least.
And
4v4.
That's the switching the sides as well. We're going to go into the half. Bang on tied, Taze. We did talk about maybe 5 Giants needing to be strong right off the rip. However, as a 5 Giants team member right now, I'm going to have a look at a couple of highlights from the first half. You're going to be quite pleased, I would think, to say your performance has brought you even pegging. We like to say 6-2 on the attacking side is what you normally have to do to get yourselves home. A 4-4 on the defending side from 5 Giants is a good start. The question is, do 5 Giants have the magic in them that has currently been the one thing on Skybridge that stopped them from taking the game home? Again, Magic leading the kill lead. 8
Hard
kills.
with the initial nade off the rip. I don't think it's going to get anybody. Just trying to watch that aerial view. Smoke grenade early out, and that did not work in their favor. 5G really coming out with the aggression, leaving Andreezy by himself right now, and a bunch of smoke, and not able to secure that. This is very back and forth, not like what we saw in Skybridge. I don't know what's going on in the background, but boy, I'd like to know. That's what I think about all the time when we see these plays. What the heck is going on in those voice comms? How are the guys feeling? What's going through their heads?
Slavander might have spelt the name wrong coming into this tournament. I think that V might need to be a Y, and they turned themselves into Slayander because they just put themselves a 4K home too. That's it, Slay, get it out there, you got it. Pamani saying I can have 4, Slavander saying I can have 4 of my own, watch me Nitwit, watch me Nene, takes their 4 of their own, pulls them up to an 11-7 kill score line, and 5 Giants push themselves into the lead on the attacking side of Bay 5. Aggression, quick into the B point. Rask this time ready for warming on the first point of aggression and contact. Bullets ring out, Rask claims 1, smoke goes out to the other side of the point as bullets are firing off of the top of that fuel canister in front of the 2 defending members. Cords Disabler takes out hard, that's a big member down as FMX is going to trade one back to Pamani. The bomb goes down on the point as Rask kills Cords. Slavander takes Magic out. Curse, the last member on this point of contact right now to be able to try and aggress over the bomb, puts some shots down but doesn't find anybody home. Andreezy gets Slavander on the rotation and Kirst is last left alive. The bomb is in the middle of the site and Kirst has been banished back outside. Gonna have to look at trying to reapproach, retaking just the bomb, let alone the site.
Yeah, this is a tough one. They're all light up right there. This is not gonna be easy, and yep. He did take one down on the way down, though. We appreciate that, but wasn't able to secure that round. And really, we're just back and forth, up and down. Remember, these rounds go until 9, first to 9. So we're going to keep seeing maybe this back and forth action until we get there. I don't know.
It looked like it was almost possible. If it had hit the first shot when he crouch peeked, jiggle peeked the standing member of the 2 of Virtus Pro and actually tapped the head then and had followed it back into the headshot he did claim onto the pro member, like you said, as they traded out and both fell over together. That could have looked a lot different. That puts Kirst back into a 1 versus 1, and with Kirst playing with that mental fortitude, maybe even invigorated by the quick double kill, you could see him taking that one home in the 1 versus 3. This time around, Virtus Pro have set up again for what they expected to be a super aggressive push onto the B site. 5 Giants deciding we're going to switch it up this time around. Bomb and remaining battle buddy sitting towards the back of Tetris, playing safe of that nade spot because that is a good counter nade location from the defending side. Virtus Pro playing 3 strong towards this 8 site as they now read that the lack of over-aggression on the B point means it's probably going to telegraph a different site play. If you're a 5 Giants member and you've cooked this well, you would expect this response, and at which point you need to take this fight here, which unfortunately does not go in the way of Pamani. Hard is going to find one. Slavander is going to trade it back out. So now that that fight has been capitalized on, they're going to start to rotate towards the A site, at which point Boxes is going to pick up FMX on the rotation. That's Cursed. Slavander claims Magic, and suddenly the 5 Giants Magic starts to come to fruition. The positioning in each of these players as they spread around the map has been very strong. Cords Disabler is going to plant the device, and 50 seconds now. Woman absolutely slaughters Slavander on the front door for a team kill. That is going to feel a little bit bad. Woman now needing to make make up for their woes in this game as Kirst gets pushed into the corner, does claim Andrezi's name back to level out the mistake they just made, and it's now all on Rask. Rask more than capable of being able to take this home in the 1v3, but not if Cords Disabler finds him first. 5 Giants move to 6.
Oh boy. Anyone else on the edge of their seats?
I threw the seat away 2 rounds ago. I'm literally standing up casting right now. I don't even care.
I'll stay sat until we get closer to the end, but I might be joining you in a couple rounds here.
Yeah, I think if I stood for the both of us at this point in time, Taste, I'd have to find anti-grab boots and stand on the roof.
Hang from the ceiling.
That's it, and then swinging from the ceiling is what everybody in the chat's going to be. If 5 Giants manage to take us to 3 maps, I guarantee you this is absolutely insane. We're all sitting, waiting for the action to kick off. We're all waiting for somebody to make that crucial mistake or that clinical kill. As the door is again going to be assaulted by this 5 Giants lineup. Warming takes Rask FMX for 2. Slavander and Pomani for 2 back. The 2 members from the Virtus Pro lineup that made the difference. Then sitting down on the bench, the device is being planted. Magic is going to come in here with Andreezi. Andreezi is going to get challenged from off the point as well as behind 90. Pomani finds Andreezi. 1 left on the Virtus Pro side. 3 for 5 Giants strong, and he jumps into the hands of Cords Disabler. Virtus Pro going to find themselves 2 down. 5 Giants move to 7 and 5.
What a use of smokes there, too. That was really impressive. I mean, just like having them on both ends of the bomb plant. I don't know. I really liked it there. The smokes are... this is like the first time I've seen them in the competitive space, obviously them being brand new. And me not being able to catch all of the previous broadcasts here that Battlestate has put on. But wow, just like some teams are really utilizing them to a strong advantage.
Strong advantage is right. 5 Giants have an advantage here. 2 rounds to their name. 1 more round in the favor of 5 Giants puts them on match point and puts them 2 steps closer to actually fighting for a chance to step into the grand final of the Arena Cup Series 2. And here's the first duel on this connector. Oh, that's messy as heck as hard. Then finds the 2 versus 1 into Warman to claim the kill. That looked messy for a second. Support coming in on parkour. Andreezi kills Slavander, and that makes it 3 versus 5. The attacking side, not even with the bomb planted at this point in time, now in a tough location. Pomani jumps across Magic and does not die. The third is going to come across Cords Disabler. Going to have to be careful about this one. And take the bomb. Look towards the mid-rotation. Just covering and checking that Slant is not going to flank in and kill any of the 5 Giants members that they do try and push into onto the site.
They've got some good angles here. I don't know what's going to happen. Look at that. Oh, on the floor. Did he see him?
Slight
He did
tip
put a
of the
little bit
dome.
of... Yeah, he didn't move after that. I think that was kind of interesting. I'm gonna let that play out.
You're kidding me!
Wow.
Pomani annihilates 1 into stepping in front of 3 lines of sight potentially from the Virtus Pro members there. And as the crossover comes in, Pomani gives the body to get the bomb onto the site. Cords Disabler steps. Kurtz takes 1. Kurtz does not manage to claim enough though as Andreezi takes Kurtz out. Cords Disabler kills Andreezi and still has the bomb on their back. Now, do they read where the remaining 2 players are? One of them is extremely deep here and Magic is very close in this doorway. Magic has been good.
Oh.
Cords tries to challenge Rask, but that's a tough fight to win, buddy.
7-6. I don't know what's gonna happen. It seems like Virtus will be caught slacking maybe for a second. I don't even know if I'd call it that. And then they bounce back. It's just been really like, I don't think the word is inconsistent because I don't think anyone's been inconsistent. I think it's just been the luck of the draw. Both of these teams are showing out a lot of talent on Bay 5, and it's just a matter of like how the plays are going. And Hard's gonna come out with a grenade right at the rip. That's gonna put them at an advantage, taking down Warman. Although they got to be careful of Pomani and Slavander, who also just got taken out. Not looking too good. Pomani, sorry. I don't know what I might have mispronounced. It's hard to say his name fast, chat.
It is. It is hard to say that name fast. I stumbled a couple of times. Slavander in the amount of S's is an Andreezi, and Slavander is another one that starts to stumble a lot of tongues when you twist it up within the ties. But it's the table's turn. Virtus Pro claim themselves a fight back into this, close the gap to 1. It's going to be all on the Virtus Pro lineup to keep killing individual members in these 1v1s. And that Pomani member you might have mispronounced earlier was only merely foreboding their death as they fall over here. Andreezi claims Cursed. Cords Disabler does kill Andreezi, and then FMX cleans them up as well. So Virtus Pro do move us back to 7 and 7. Yeah. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I kind of wanted it to be close, though, so I'm not mad about it. Gives y'all more time to collect your drops. It gives us more time to just sit in awe watching these players play. And maybe we'll see a third map. Who knows?
I really hope for a third map. This has been an entertaining match on Bay 5 alone, but just seeing Virtus.pro even play for another map, if they are able to take out the 5 Giants to get to the final, is something I would be delighted to see. Just seeing a third map, if 5 Giants are able to take out Virtus.pro to go to the final, is something I would like to see. At this point in time, this Bay 5 map has been so back and forth that I could be entertained again and again for multiple maps for the rest of today. Pamani is going to be on some of this utility. This is an interesting grenade. There we go, backed away from on boxes. Hard's going to launch a smoke over the other side to stop the aggressive push through parkour. Shots into the smoke, nobody home. Same goes from Virtus.pro though. Both teams checking the aggressive approach, realizing that it's slow and tempered.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him slow down a little bit. Again, it's always those first rounds where we can't get a breath in. There's so much action being had. But now that we're in 7-7, only 2 round wins to this final match, to this final map, excuse me, not final match. So, oh, and Hard's going to come out strong, taking down Warman.
That changes things very drastically. That was the fight from hell towards the container, holding the mid control. Rask then finds Cursed, as Virtus.pro know that they have angles to be able to open up now, because the 5 Giants line up on that kill will have to start pushing. The tempo forces 5 Giants to walk into awaiting arms of Virtus.pro members, leaving Pamani left in a 1 versus 4. The bomb is down on the B site, and Pamani is left struggling for their life, out in a similar position to Cursed as earlier on in the day, but Pamani
you
going
put an
to
angle in
oh,
here.
you can. Yeah, you can see through that glass. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You can see through all of that, and that's the craziest thing.
Day.
You can actually claim kills through that too, and this is so tough. Pamani just have to try and find something, and something is what we're going to find. That
was a
something
tough
being
spot to
Rast's
be
bullets. Yup.
Yeah. If anyone could have done it, I would have believed it to be Pamani, but that's tough. That's really tough.
8-7 Virtus.pro. Match point Virtus.pro. In a game that 5 Giants have led all the way up to the 7 round points that they have claimed. Not just map point Virtus.pro, but series point Virtus.pro. To go through to the grand final, to take on Tarkov Help for the Arena Cup Series 2 title. But that being said, you still have to put one more round home versus this 5 Giants lineup that has not stopped defying the odds, that has not stood fearful in the sight of a better opponent, that has not been dissuaded by the aggression and outstanding performance that has flooded out of players in front of them, the likes of which FMX, Hard, Andreezy, Rask, Magic are all embodying here. And it is going to be the final challenge for 5 Giants to overcome or to fall, because Disabler is removed as 1, 2, 3 members of the 5 Giants lineup find just how hard it is to be fighting into a Virtus.pro. Warman, Pamani need to make something ridiculous happen here to pull this one back. Too strong, too strong it is!
My gosh. Y'all, I thought that was gonna really go to the very end. That was a crazy game, and Virtus.pro is taking it on. They are in the finals versus Tarkov Help tomorrow. Wow. What a game. I mean, 5 Giants should not be disappointed with their performance there. That second game that they had, they were really pulling out their shots, doing everything they can to stay in there, keep their neck in the game, I think, as people say. And that was impressive. We really appreciate such a close game. You know, it makes this a lot more exciting for all of us watching at home and back behind the casting scene.
That's it. And as we leave the playoff stages, we ended it as we began, with a top-tier team in Tarkov Help taking on an underdog in Arena Misfits, and in a 2-0 victory that tells anything other than how closely contested the actual 2 games were. We finish with exactly the same here, Virtus.pro taking a 2-0 into the 5 Giants lineup in 2 games that were a lot more closely contested than the 0 map result that 5 Giants were not able to put on the board in this second semi-final. 5 Giants will valiantly and defiantly deliver themselves out of the tournament standings after a great attempt to take down the kings that are Virtus.pro. But the question we all have to ask is, Who can stop Virtus.pro? It's falling down to the hands of Tarkov Help to be able to stop this phenomenal team from proving to us yet again why they are the top dog in the arena scene right now. Next match up for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and the final match from this Arena Cup Series 2 will feature to you guys tomorrow. The grand final, a best of 3 Tarkov Help taking on Virtus.pro for it all. The €8,000 prize pool for the top team. The amazing Gigabyte monitor for every single one of the lineup of the winning team's members, as well as bragging rights. That all-important title, the Arena Cup Series 2 champions.
Absolutely jam-packed day. We saw so much talent. That last group of rounds was a lot closer than anything I think we've seen all day. Tarkov Help clearly had a upper hand in the first set of games that we saw, with Virtus.pro and Five Giants having a little bit more competition, a little bit more going on there that we saw. So I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. It's going to be really exciting to see all of you all back. You know, if you've got a favorite team, if you got someone you're rooting for, don't forget to come and support them tomorrow, you know, at the same channel, and come back for your drops.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to hit that follow button at the bottom of the channel. Remember, follow is free.
On.
That's it. Get those notifications on, hit the bell so that you can make sure you can keep yourself up to date with everything that's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the grid. We're going to have a quick look at the schedule for tomorrow. We're going to have a quick little chat and a wrap up. And we are also going to do a quick little waffle section about all of the wonderful workers that come together to make this amazing production happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, a massive shout out and thank you to our sponsors in Gigabyte Aorus. They have joined us again for the second time now within an Arena esports event to provide not only support but amazing prizes to the pool of things that they've been giving out to the champions, as well as some of you lucky winners in the chat. Monitors galore has been the set pace by the sponsor. One of those beautiful Gigabyte MQ27A monitors has been, you know, put on display and given to one or two of you lucky winners now again today in chat on multiple occasions. So a massive thank you and shout out to Gigabyte for their performance within the Arena Cup series. They fortunately don't have an opponent to knock them out, so they're going to be joining us for the entirety of the ride, all the way from the beginning to the end in the finals. And not only that, but a massive shout out and thank you to the Hunt Premier again for helping support this production here live on the Battlestate Games channel on Twitch, and to bring the wonderful work in the background from the team doing the spectator cams and everything else to organizing the players and helping out alongside Garfield, Apple, and the Battlestate Games crew, who also take tons of time out of their day to make sure that the performance on screen is amazing for you guys. And as we say our thank yous, we are going to have a quick nosy into what's going to be going on tomorrow and where you need to be and when you need to be there. So same time as today, 1 p.m. UK time.
8 a.m. EST if you're a US person, States person like I am.
That's it. And then the 4 p.m. Russian Standard Time for you guys. 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So exactly the same time as today, folks. No need to confuse. Just get yourself your alarm set on a 24-hour rotation. Get yourself back here. And like we said, get yourself in with another chance to win one of these great monitors that have been raffled off by our amazing sponsors, Gigabyte. Again, we'll mention to you exactly why Gigabyte are currently speaking out loud above the crowd about the performance they bring to PC gaming when it comes to not only beautiful graphical quality, but the performance they could bring to your PC through other parts they sell as well. Gigabyte M27QA monitor in that steel black or the ice white with a 130% sRGB color saturation, a 1ms response time, a 2560 by 1440 QHD true resolution monitor with a 180 Hz refresh rate. I mean, if that's not peak performance in gaming, I don't know what is. And if you want to pack your PC setup with a powerful Giga Punch, then go by the Gigabyte website and check out all the Giga products they have on offer for you to put into your package. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolutely phenomenal day here. As Cracked Wisdom, I am always glad and honored to be your action caster, bringing you the commentary, always supported and casted alongside by a beautiful guest caster. One today, Taze Wisdom, bringing herself to the front and showing us all of their strength today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you, Taze. Any final words before we wrap up for the day?
I just want to say thank you so much for always being the fish with gills and taking on a lot of that chat and banter as things happen so quickly in these tournaments. Thank you, chat, for hanging out. We know that today was pretty quick, pretty jam-packed, but we appreciate you all being here. Again, same place, same time tomorrow. Hit that follow button, turn your notifications on. Thank you to BSG, Hunt, Gigabyte, all the sponsors, as you mentioned. We are so happy to be here, and we're so excited to keep it going tomorrow.
That's it, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your alarms set. One more day of amazing action to go for this event alone before we rock on into all that amazing action that's going to be coming through the seasonal period going on up to Christmas. We've been Arena Cup Series 2 Battlestate Games Channel Live. You guys have been tip-top notch as always, and we will catch you tomorrow for the grand final. See you soon.
Bye.
Ready.
Bears ready.
Bears ready.
Yushak's ready.
Blue team. Red team.
Loading in.
Gear up. Loading in.
Prepare to escape.
Prepare to escape.
Prepare to escape.
Prepare for the arena.